Go live. Let's go live. Let's run it. What's good, y'all? Hey, let me know before we get started if this microphone sounds clear, if it's a little scratchy. I just got up about an hour and a half ago. I was up late last night, doing video edits and everything. But man, I had to let you guys know what was going on in Vegas because it's right now it's the talk of the town. What's going on in Vegas is the talk of the town. Everybody's talking about how Vegas, drivers with their own licenses, their own business licenses. It ain't a business license to make cookies. It's not a business license to sell shoes. They all got licenses to do livery services. And the apps are scared now. They're scared right now. What up, Latina? What up, Kev? Man, and they're scared right now. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. So they run into the state. Hey, man, could you help us? These drivers are making too much money right now. I mean, we're trying to control how much they make and not let them eat too much. Because if they control too much, what up, America? If they controlling too much, they making too much money. That means we ain't gonna make money because we can't gouge riders unless we got riders on our platform. So yeah, I'm telling you, let's start our own thing. And you be the president. I don't know about that. They'll come after me first. Shit. They'll be like, hey, we got to take that guy out, man. Forget that. What's up with that Canadian app? Oh, I don't even know. So can you go more in depth on the entrapment officers are doing? Well, I don't know what they're doing because they said they're going to do it. They haven't done anything yet. So until I know what they're doing, I really don't have anything to go. And I could speculate on what they might do, but I'm not going to do that. I want to actually see what somebody goes through when they're entrapping them. Like, what are these officers saying to actually entrap them? Because the first thing I would do if somebody came up to my car and said, hey, man, I need a ride. First thing I ask them, are you a cop? Are you a cop? Because a cop can't lie. If they say, no, I'm not a cop. Okay, cool, because I'm recording all of this. You're not a cop, right? I say, because I don't want to be entrapped and set up with somebody trying to do a fake ride. I keep it 100 with them. And they go, oh, no, I'm not a cop. I'm not trying to entrap you. I'm just letting you know, man, if you a cop, you trying to entrap me, we're going to have a problem. And if they are a cop and they are operating a sting, they have to identify themselves the moment you ask them. If they don't identify themselves, they're committing fraud in order to induce you to commit a crime. That's called entrapment right there. So, yeah. Say Lyft had a big list with false contracts and big money offers the other day. Woo, man, I know it. It says, school them. What up, Miss Alicia? What's good? What's up, Abby? Say that was a great video in Las Vegas. Share that with everyone. Going to Vegas soon. Hey, Vegas is leading the charge right now. Vegas got Uber hurting right now. Vegas is leading the charge. That's why I told you when I dropped that first one, I said, people out there with business licenses, if you got business licenses through the county, through the state, they basically gave you the playbook. They said, hey, you want to be in business for yourself? The business license is in your name, not Uber's name, not Lyft's name. It's in your name. You have a license through the state. So I'm like, Vegas, they giving y'all the playbook. In Arizona, we had to figure it out. We had to figure out how to get a for hire permit. We went out there, it was like, hey, you know what? Vegas giving y'all the playbook. And they don't even realize they giving y'all the game for free. So I'm glad what's going on in Vegas is happening in Vegas. It's opening everybody's eyes across the boards right now. Vegas drivers is taking over, man. They're taking their community back. Oh, yeah, there is big man. He pissed right now because everybody's like, hey, you know what? I'm not going to sit there and play this game with these people. You want to ride? I got a business license. Here's my business card. They mad at business cards, but how you going to give somebody a business license, but then say you can't give them a business card? I got a business license. If I have a business license, I can put my business on my shirt. I can put a business card in somebody's face. I can put my business on a card. I can make brochures and pamphlets about my business. I got a business license. So I'm like, yeah, Vegas, get them, get all of them. Go out there and do whatever you want to do. Do your rides, get your money. And if these apps ain't paying you, pay yourself. You in business. You got a business license. Pay yourself. And of course, you're going to have a lot of haters out there. Well, they can't do that because, but fuck them. Get your money. Because if the apps don't want to sit down at the table with you, they sat down at the table with California. They sat at the table with Minneapolis. They sat at the table with, Massachusetts. But they sat at the table with New York. But they won't sit at the table with Vegas. Vegas like, we ain't got to sit at the table. Nope, we ain't got to sit at the table. We gonna get our money. We ain't gonna sit at the table. Look at Lisa's change watches. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna change watches next live stream. I'm gonna put it on. Appreciate you. Yeah. Yep. It's up to the passengers to call us or not. Yep. And I'm telling anybody out there, like I said, in order to trap the entire ownership of cars in America, anybody who owns a car in America, whether you got the app on your phones or not, nobody can tell you You can't let somebody get in your back seat. If you say, man, I'm finna head across, oh man, can you take me with you? Yeah, I can. Oh man, because I was gonna catch an Uber. I just give you the $25, man. Oh shit, I appreciate that, dude. I appreciate that. That's how we've been doing since cars was invented. I'm going that way anyway, man. I just slide you 25, man. But what they're trying to say is, no, you can't take no money. If somebody gets in your car, it has to be for free. If you're willing to pay somebody for a ride, you have to use an app to pay. You can't pay a friend. You can't pay somebody just going in that direction. You can't pay somebody who somebody said, hey, man, my friend Jeff got a truck. Call him, borrow his truck. Back in the day, we used to pay people to use their trucks to move furniture. Hey, man, I got to move my apartment this weekend. I just slide you like $50 and use your truck for a couple hours. Cool. That wasn't no problem. We was paying people to use their cars and shit. But now you got these apps out. These apps sitting there, oh, man, well, we ain't going to be able to make no money if people keep it old school. We're trying to use technology. We're trying to make a new school. We're trying to be engineers sitting at computers ripping off communities. How are we going to do that if these people keep it old school? If they talking to each other, if they doing favors for each other? How are we going to get money out of their pockets if they keeping it old school? We keep it old school. You need a ride? Yeah, I got you, bro. I got you. Shit, man. All right, man. I just slide you $30, man. Appreciate it, dog. That'll help me with some gas, man. I need some new tires anyways. I'm about $80 short on some new tires, man. But these apps are saying, oh, no. If you're willing to pay somebody, you got to pay us. You can't pay a driver. You got to pay an app to get around. You got to use technology to get around. You can't just get around freewheeling it. You can't do that. Oh, yeah. That's because the Vegas market is unique, especially with the kickbacks they get. Exactly. A lot of politicians out there getting kickbacks. A lot of them. And they're all about to get caught up. They're all about to get, because I got a funny feeling, man, with all the bribes. There was a politician in like New Jersey or Pennsylvania or something that just got caught up taking bribes from corporations. Biden right now is in court right now. Bribes from corporations and countries. Bribery is real. These people are acting a certain way because it's for money. They ain't acting because, oh yeah, I like Uber. I think Uber's a cool place, man. I'm gonna help Uber out. They ain't doing that because they like Uber. They're getting kickbacks. These people is getting money. Ain't nobody out there being so nice to Uber that we're gonna get rid of. No. They're getting money, man. I'm telling you, they getting money under the table. And hopefully, all these names that we seeing on the news, all these people popping up on the news, I hope they all get investigated for the shit. They want to call us criminals. They want to act like we criminals. Guess what? We found out you taking bribes. They're catching everybody. They're catching police officers getting fired right now. People are going to jail. Politicians getting fired right now for corruption. These people are all corrupt. And it's easy to know how corrupt they are when you start listening and watching them and seeing what they do. That's how you find out these people are corrupt. Hold up for a second. So that just like that Tiffany Henyard lady, she was out there strong arming businesses to get money out of them or else shutting them down. You're going to pay me. If you don't pay me and pay my cohorts, we're going to shut you down. All these politicians is corrupt. All these heads of people in the government, they all getting phone calls. They all getting emails. They all corrupt. And they want to sit on the news and act like, well, the community is kind of doing their own thing. We can't control them. You're right. You can't control us. Because if this is my community, this is my economy where I want to live, and you guys are ruining it all, the only way we can take care of it is take matters back into our own hands again. How you going to keep money in Las Vegas? Using Uber and Lyft, you're taking money out of Las Vegas. All them tourists out there, that money all belongs in Vegas. That belongs to Vegas taxi cab companies. That belongs to Las Vegas drivers. All those tourists out there, that belongs to public transportation, light rail system, all that money out there. And what is Uber and Lyft doing? They putting their hands in every city's pockets, taking money out of the economy. And now they getting pissed off that drivers are standing up saying, no, we're going to keep that money right here in Vegas. This is how we're going to do it. They pissed off them. We doing the same in Arizona. We're going to keep that money here in Arizona. You ain't going to reach your hand all the way from California and be like, well, we're going to take some money out of Arizona. We're going to take some money out of California. No, we ain't playing that game. I got a little lag right now. I can see this thing moving slow a little bit. Yeah, say Nino Brown for sure. Man, so anybody here try that TikTok shop affiliate? Well, I bought some shit off of TikTok before. I ain't did it. And wanting to build their own business is safer with private riders. And I'm telling you, it's safer to have private riders. If you got private riders out there, you ain't got to worry about vetting nobody. You're picking up the same people all the time. You know where they live. You know their kids. You know their grandparents. You know their life story. And they want to talk about, oh, man, it's safer on the app. You're picking up complete strangers to the point that now they got rider verifications and you get to scan IDs. They know it's not safe. They keep coming up with all these safety measures all the time because they know it's not safe on these apps. They know exactly what's going on. So I'm glad drivers are standing up. Yeah, I had riders complain about the upfront pricing as if I would do a cash off the app for cheaper. So word is getting out. Oh yeah, Triple E, that's my man Eric right there. You know word is getting out. And these apps are scared right now because they done lied to all these investors. Oh, we taking over the market. We're taking over the market. You're not taking over drivers, though. If you want to take over the market, knock yourself out. But guess what? Drivers are fighting back now. We tired of getting paid less and less and less. We tired of, as a matter of fact, I got something for y'all to watch because this is why the title says, you know, strikes, gig strikes don't work, but protests work. I'm about to show y'all something why I said that. Because and every time I see people saying, yeah, we should go on strike, we should go on strike. In the gig world, it's different from the employment world. And I'm about to tell you why. Hold up for a second. All right, here we go right here. I'm gonna pull this up real quick. Let me get my hat on real quick. Wait a minute. Let me go backwards. Nope, not that. Sway. Okay, right here. Now, this is going on right now. This is going on right now to this day. So what you guys are going to see is why I think what we're doing in Vegas right now is much better for the gig world. It's better for the gig world than it is than trying to strike or trying to protest. And I'm going to tell you why, because we're actually protesting the fares by not accepting low fares. That's what I'm telling you. We're protesting low fares by not accepting low fares. We're not going on strike. We're making money. See, when you go on strike, you don't make no money. When you go on strike, you stop driving. You walking around with poster boards and shit like that. When you go on strike, that in the gig industry, it don't work. You have to protest. And what drivers are doing right now with cash rides, with giving out business cards, that is a protest that we are not going to work for the apps. We're not working for you if you don't pay us. This is what's happening right now in the hotel industry. Listen to this.
The hotel worker strike continues as employees fight for higher wages and fair staffing. Alina Lee spoke to guests who say it's not the vacation they expected.
It's day 2 of Hawaii's hotel worker strike, and guests are seeing an impact.
The service on that first day, you could tell that something may be brewing.
Nobody's working. We're not getting our rooms, our bathrooms cleaned. The balconies are actually shut down too. It's just horrible. It's not a very pleasant vacation.
Worked hard and decided to come here and stay at a certain hotel for certain reasons to have those little extras, and now they're not there. So that's kind of disappointing.
Visitors say staffing shortages are to blame.
We support them for what they're trying to achieve, but we're having to get our own towels and make our own beds and things like that.
It was extremely long the other day when I checked in. It was just backed up. At one point, I went down there and got my own stuff.
Returning guests remember a time when their experience was much different.
The service is just not there. There's no customer service. You call.
Hold up for a second. My camera kind of went out. I'm going to try something real quick. Hold up. Okay, I'm back now. I don't know what happened. Yep. Let me go back to my screen again and share this with y'all so we can get back into this again. All right, I'm back in the screen. Yeah, here we go.
Nobody cares. The morale's not there. You can tell the workers aren't happy.
For the price these rooms are, I'm quite sure the owner can afford to pay them a little bit more money, living wage, because it's expensive here.
The strike involves 4 major hotel groups, including the Hyatt, Hilton, Marriott, and Kyoya. A statement from Hyatt reads, Hyatt hotels have contingency plans in place to minimize impact on hotel operations related to strike activity. Hilton Hawaiian Village says the company respects the workers' right to express their points of view and remains committed to negotiating contracts.
If you're coming to Waikiki, don't right now. It's not going to be pleasant.
Guests tell me this hasn't been the dream vacation they were hoping for as strikes continue into Tuesday. Local 5 says they hope this makes their employers realize just how essential they are to providing guest services. Alina Lee, KHON2 News, working for Hawaii.
All right, now that was just one video. I got a couple of more, but let's talk about that. They're on strike right now. And like Dom says, it's in San Diego as well. They've got it in all major cities at the Marriotts and everything. This is a strike. And the reason why this strike is working, why it's getting the attention of all the people who are on vacation, all the news is because everybody's participating. If everybody participates, then it's going to be a problem. You know, right now they got people getting their own towels. They said, dude, we paying all this money for this, and this ain't the level of service we said. Just like in rideshare, people paying more and more money. Drivers are getting paid less and less, getting worse cars, raggedier cars, getting drivers who are just brand new on the app, don't even know the city, don't even know the routes. So people are paying more and more for services right now in all industries, and people aren't getting the quality. They're not getting the quality right now. I'm going to show y'all another one, and that's what they're going to talk about. They're going to talk about the quality of services people are getting, the quality of products people are getting, even though they're paying more. They're paying more right now. Yeah, they're striking in Baltimore, everything. And yep, when you mess with somebody's money, and that's why in the gig world, it don't work. Because the moment we strike, the moment we say ain't none of us gonna drive, all the pigeons, I can't wait till it surges. All the pigeons out there, I can't wait till it surges. Yeah, I can just not drive. And we say, okay, cool, no problem. And they happy. The pigeons love it. Yeah, when y'all on strike, we gonna be out making money. When y'all go on strike, thank you, Sergio. I appreciate that, brother. Hey, have a great weekend. Converting Rising Phoenix gonna do it. Keep up the great content. We'll do, brother. And all those pigeons out there laughing at us. Yeah, y'all gonna be sitting around making no money, doing this, doing that. We gonna be getting all the surge. So we say, okay, we ain't gonna strike. We gonna protest, and this is exactly how we gonna protest. We gonna go out and we gonna convert some rides. Now what the pigeons say? Ooh, that's illegal. You can't do that. You can't be making that much money. You guys are overcharging riders. You guys are full of shit. I mean, if the guy's paying 90 and he's okay with paying you 80, you're worse than the apps, Jeff. You're full of shit. The pigeons get mad when we make money because the pigeons don't want us to eat. The pigeons like they're on the sides of the apps. So when we say we going on strike, they laugh at us. When they see that we making money, now they want to pigeon up and be mad. Oh man, you guys, you can't be doing that. That's illegal. You don't have permits. You can't do that. You got to just stay on the app. You got to be pissed off, Jeff. You got to be mad and drive around for pennies like us. You can't do that, Jeff. It's like, hold the fuck up. Wait a minute. So if we making money, you mad. If we struggling, you happy. Exactly. That's why the protests don't work, because rideshare is too divided. Thank you, old murder. That's why I'm showing y'all these videos. It's too divided. The way we protest is every day. We convert rides. That is our protest. When we talk directly to a rider, we ain't losing no money. Nah, if I protest, I will not go on no strike. I will not be out there not driving just to appease somebody. Hey, everybody, just stay off the apps. Fuck that. I'm getting on the apps and I'm converting rides. It won't be on the apps. I'm getting people from point A to point B. I'm taking care of my community, point A to point B. Everybody on strike at the hotels right now, man, these communities is hurting right now. These people are getting their own towels. They don't get no room service. I mean, it's crazy out there. I'm going to show a couple other these videos because, like I said, I got a few of them saved. They out there, they ain't getting no room service. Man, this shit's crazy. Hold up. Why? All right. I see that one. Okay, here's a good one right here. Because like I said, I saved all these videos, man, because we need to see that in rideshare. We are a service-based industry, hotel, service-based industry. We are in the same boat they in. We're asking people, pay us our worth. You guys are making record profits on our backs. Pay us our worth. Listen to this. I got about 3 of these videos from all different cities, all different perspectives. Rideshare drivers need to pay attention to this. We are not striking ever again. If you want to protest, you want to hit them in a pocket, look at what's going on in Vegas. Here we go.
I want to bring you this update. Thousands of hotel workers from Honolulu to Boston are all on strike today. And these strikes mainly involve Hilton, Marriott, and Hyatt brand hotels. Perhaps you're watching from one now. Workers walked off the job Sunday morning, demanding livable wages, manageable workloads, appropriate staffing levels, and overall better working conditions. Spokesperson for the workers' union Unite Here tells NPR both sides remain far apart. Hyatt's head of labor relations is telling CBS News, quote, "We are disappointed that Unite Here was chosen to strike, while Hyatt remains willing to negotiate." Hilton told us, quote, "It's committed to negotiating in good faith to reach fair and reasonable agreements." Marriott did not immediately respond to our request for comment. We still stand by for that. Joining us with more.
Now, I'm going to let this guy talk in a second. But as you can see, at least the hotels are saying, we'll sit down and we'll talk with you. We'll come up, we'll negotiate with you. Uber and Lyft laughs. When we send something to customer service, because we're all independent businesses, we're all independent contractors, we're not employees. But when we try to say, hey, man, you guys just charged $90 for this ride and I got 39, they're like, well, that was the upfront fare. You get what you get. Oh, it's like that. We can't negotiate and you guys can't help me out a little bit tonight. I'm struggling out here tonight, man. You guys aren't sending me a lot of rides. You're not sending me no black rides. You're sending me a bunch of XL rides that are just like X rides. I got this big ass truck. I got to buy some new, front brakes and everything. Because right now I'm trying to put front brakes and rotors on my shit. If those pins are good, I got to replace that. So I need about $250. Now I got to come up with $250. If the apps ain't going to pay me that $250, I know riders out there that will. All I got to do is about 3-4 good rides and I got my $250. The app's going to have me out there for 10-12 hours and I might hit 200. I'm not going to be 10-12 hours driving on some shaky ass brakes. These people are saying they're willing to sit down and negotiate with them. Why won't they negotiate with us? Why do they keep telling us, well, that's the upfront fare. That's the upfront fare. That's the upfront fare. That's what you get. There is no tip on that. Okay, it's no tip then. How come I got a screenshot of this showing that person paid me a tip? Okay, we'll give you a tip. They're thieves, man. They won't negotiate. I'm going to let this guy says some good shit right here. I like him. He says a lot. He's keeping it 100, man.
And this is Stephen Hufana. He's one of the hotel workers striking over in Honolulu in Hawaii. Steve, thanks for spending a bit of your day with us. Help us understand your situation, the working conditions you experience, and why you and your colleagues feel that this type of 3-day strike now is necessary.
Hello, Errol. Thank you for having me. So here in Hawaii, as we've come back from the pandemic, we've noticed that it's starting to pick up to levels pre-pandemic.
Listen to this.
And as the company came back, they were regressing on the services that they were providing the guests. So we find that they're not respecting the guests or the work. They're actually charging more for services, yet they're cutting back on the services that they're offering.
Let me stop that right there, man. When he said that, I was like, is this not rideshare? Have we all been saying we're getting, like we used to get $90 to go to Tucson. We're now getting 60, but they're charging people the same, if not more. So they're raising their prices, but they're cutting back on their pay, cutting back on services, cutting back on things that they're offering. They don't offer bonuses. They don't offer us surge. They don't offer us streaks. They don't offer us high quests. They're cutting back on everything. This guy, he's going to say a lot. When you hear him speak, this is what we sound like on this channel. This guy's saying everything we've said, record profits. Man, when I watch this video, this is why I share this with y'all, man. I go out and I look for information that's going to hit home with every business owner out here. Let him speak.
So we just want to let the companies know that they need to start respecting the guests, respecting the workers, so that we can move forward and have a better future for people here in Hawaii.
And as a frequent guest of one of those brands, I can tell you that what you're describing is things like turn down service, towels, extra toiletries, where this was standard pre-pandemic. Some hotels have chosen to make it an option that you have to request. You have to request that your room is cleaned. You have to request even room service. Perhaps it doesn't come to your room, but you pick up a bag from the restaurant. We just read some of the comments from Hyatt and Hilton. We've not heard from Marriott, but what do you make of what they're saying publicly in response to this strike and how they're kind of treating these negotiations so far?
Well, we've been at the table with them since April of this year. Our contract actually ended on June 30th. So we've been working without a contract for about just over 2 months now. And every time when we meet them at the table, we're expecting them to actually try to meet us halfway or come to some kind of agreement where we can either move one way or the other. And yet they just keep pushing us off and just outright saying no to anything that we're asking for. But we're not asking for anything that we believe that they can't handle. We're just asking that we are valued for what we deserve, and we're just asking them to make sure that they can compensate us correctly.
I've been listening to some reporting from some of your colleagues who talk about having to work a second job and still barely have enough due to inflation. What is the message you want to get across to these quite powerful and profitable companies who are, reaping record profits these days?
Yes, as we've all known that these companies they've made record numbers in revenue for the past years ever since we've been coming back from pandemic due to the cutbacks in the services that they were offering. So we're trying to figure out where their angle is to say that they aren't able to meet us at what we're asking for at the table if they're able to make these record profits. It just doesn't make sense to us.
That part right there, man. Is that not what we say on this channel all the time? This is why strikes are not working in the gig industry, but they work in the employment industry like the hotels, because they all stick together. They all stick together. Drivers don't stick together because we got these pigeons out there who look at their opportunities, their scabs. If we say, let's kind of, stick it to the community, because in the past, that's what we do. Let's kind of stick it to rideshare and just not do rides and see what happens. Nothing ever happens. People used to say, hey, Jeff, strikes don't work. Nothing ever happens. It only gets worse after. They're right. They're right. It only gets worse after every time we try to go on strike. But it gets worse for us as drivers. It gets worse for us. But the moment we start converting rides, who is it getting better for? It's getting better for the riders, it's getting better for the drivers, and it's getting worse for the apps. Once we start converting and protesting a different way, once we stop saying, let's just not drive. We ain't chasing surge. We create surge. I don't chase surge. I create surge. When I roll up on somebody, $24, how about we do this for $50? I just created myself a $26 surge on that ride. I created a $26 and they happy because they saving $15. So I created surge for myself and they ain't even paying surge pricing. We don't got to chase no surge. Create your surge. You don't want to do this ride for $5? Do it for 10. Do it for 15. Give yourself a $5 surge, $10 surge. Create your surge. Because like this man says, they got record profits. They got the money. They can do stock buybacks. They can invest. They can sell. But they ain't giving us, the actual earners, the workers in this industry, they ain't giving us nothing. Nothing. So if they ain't going to give it to us, we going to go take it. Vegas out there taking it. What's Uber doing? Man, we getting our ass handed to us. Vegas, keep your money. Keep your money in Vegas. Don't sit there and get these apps shit. Keep your money in Vegas. If somebody says, hey, man, I give you 50 to take me, take the 50. Hey, man, I give you 25 to take me, take the 25. Keep your money in Vegas. I'm sick of these apps going through extracting money out of all these communities and got people sitting like this man right here. Oh, man, they won't even pay us a livable wage. They arguing talking about leaving Minnesota for $15. Guess what, man? Fuck your $15. I'm finna make $80 an hour. I'm finna make $80 an hour. Fuck your 15. You want to leave? Leave. Leave. Dare you. Because they know we going to stand up and take our communities back. And what are they doing right now? Crying. They crying to the state of Arizona, Nevada. Oh, man, they out here taking too much of the money. They taking too much of the money. Are we taking it all? Because we gave you a chance. Just like this man said, everybody has record profits. Everybody's got record profits, but they ain't paying us. Young boy, what do you say? Them business cards is a problem. Them business cards is a problem. You damn straight.
I appreciate you bringing your perspective to us here at CBS News. Stephen Hufana, thank you.
All right, that was it to him. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, man. And I got about another 2 or 3, but I got a very serious one, a very serious video I'm gonna play last. It's about, we talk about slavery, we talk about slave wages, we talk about plantation economics. I'm gonna show you, motherfucker, something that it's gonna break your heart, man. But it's gonna show you what people do in corporate America to generate corporate profits and not care about the communities, not care about our lives, not care about nothing, not care about nothing. So if we allow them to treat us like that, they gonna keep treating us like this. We can't go ask the state because the state is getting paid by these corporations. The state is getting kickbacks. All these people getting money under the table, getting their campaigns funded. That's what's going on. So we can't even talk to the people we elected. We can't talk to them because they get money on the back end. We ain't nothing but slaves to them. We a bunch of slaves just doing the work. Keep working, slave. Quit complaining. Keep working. What you complaining about? Okay, I'll keep working. But guess what? I got these business cards now. See, these business cards is the problem. This is the problem. It's like that dude says, yeah, because everything is way expensive nowadays, but the company still don't care. They're making record profits on everybody's backs. Making record profits on everybody's back. My man Jamil said, Jeff, 100% correct. We create our own when it comes down to creating our own surge, what we are worth. We create surge. When I'm sitting there seeing them charging people $80, $90, $100 for a ride, and I'm getting $30, $40, $55 for that ride. But I'm like, dude, y'all gouging people, man. What the hell? $95 y'all charging me for a ride, and I'm getting like 53 of it. That's what Lyft like SUV did to me one time. It was like $95 they charged these guys to leave hour 2 to go downtown. Gave me like $50 out of it. I did the ride, but I should have converted it. I didn't convert. I said, that was my first ride of the night. I was sitting at home. I said, okay, this is right below me. Shot down, picked him up. I just wanted to see what the breakdown was going to be. Once I started seeing them taking 40, 50%, I was like, man, this is crazy. Y'all gouging right now. Y'all killing my community right now. We the only way that we can stand up to these people is Byron said, hey, he sounded like he was crying about them business cards. I was about to say the only way we can stand up is to give out them business cards. The only way we can stand up is to stand for yourself. Stand on business every day. Stand on business. You got a business license in your name, Nevada. You got Clark County business license in your name, Nevada. You got Las Vegas City in your name, Nevada State. All that. You got all these business licenses. Stand on business. Don't let these apps think your business license belongs to Uber. It don't belong to Uber. It's got your name on it. That's got your information on it. That's coming out of your pocket. So how you out there paying all these fees and fines for these business licenses and all this shit, and you getting paid the exact same thing that we get paid with no business license at all? They hitting y'all up. Making y'all carry the weight, the expenses of running a business, but ain't giving you none of the profits of the business. Cash rides is your profits. If you want to run your car, you want to run your shit into the ground and get new tires on it, guess what? Cash rides is how you get new tires on your car. You ain't getting new tires on your car going through Uber and Lyft, because Uber and Lyft is barely covering your rent. They barely putting food in your refrigerator. So how you going to cover your rent, put food in your refrigerator, and then turn around and put new tires on your car? You got $1,200 laying around because the apps ain't giving you $1,200 in profit. You taking out loans. Remember when we had all these channels out there promoting all these loans because they was like, man, rideshare drivers ain't making no money. Shit, we could just sell them some loans. No, you ain't selling no loans over here. We don't need no loans. The money's out in the street. If these corporations ain't getting loans to operate, why do we need loans to operate? We the workers. We the businesses out there. So if we the business, we the workers, why the hell do we need loans? No, we're going to go get this money. Get your business cards. Get your business card. Like I said, he sounded like he was crying about the business. He was like, man, these business cards is a problem. He said, these business cards is a big problem. That shit fucked me up. He said, man, these business cards is a big problem. Bro was sitting at that table like, I'm sorry, Uber, we're doing the best we can, but man, them business cards is a problem. We need people to start snitching on people. We don't know what to do, man. It's like, hey, we doing the best we can do, Uber. Please keep giving me that kickback every month. Give me that $5,000 kickback every month. I'm doing my best, but man, these business cards is a big problem. I'm doing the best I can do. I'm telling you, this is, man, I'm only net positive on DoorDash because I also get Social Security. Yeah, exactly. And what was that? Shoot, something new coming to Phoenix soon. I hope so, brother. I hope so. Well, let's do it. Big Horn Kev, my brother. Thank you for the super chat, brother. Since Pitcher get mad because we're Eagles, we go to the lake and get quality food, not the popcorn and breadcrumbs the apps are giving them. Exactly. And now that they getting so mad that drivers are eating, like the apps are still running. Ain't nothing wrong with the apps. The apps are still running. The apps are mad that drivers are not struggling in certain regions because we got cash rides carrying us over all summer. Jamil, you even know it. Kev, you too, man, because we out here in Arizona. It was dry as hell in the market, but cash rides was carrying us. The apps want us to be slaves. The fact that they see us doing cash rides, they know where my car is. They got GPS. They know where my phone is. They got GPS running in the background. And they're like, how's this dude driving all over the place? He ain't doing this shit on air. He's got to be getting gas money from somewhere. He ain't doing this shit on oxygen. You damn straight I'm not. I'm doing cash rides. I'm not worried about y'all. These apps ain't stupid. They see us out there and they're like, oh, man, that business card changed my MO. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Talking about I'm dangerous to the public. What up, Jesse, my brother? They're dangerous to the public. How? Y'all mad that we making the public happier? Because like you said, just like we just watched that video about the hotels, they're overcharging all these people. And these people got to go get their own towel service. They got to go get their own food from the restaurant because they ain't getting room service. So the hotels are charging these people the exact same amount, if not more, but it's minimizing the services that they're getting. So you still paying, $500 a night for this room, but you ain't getting no room service. You got to come downstairs to get your own towels. Well, how come you just don't decrease what I'm paying if I got to do all my own shit? Why? They're not letting people do that. These hotels is like, no, we're going to keep, record profits. Like that guy said, we're going to keep record profits going, keep record profits moving. And if you got to walk downstairs to get your towel, that's on you. Just like the rideshare apps. What do they say? We're going to send you some busted up cars. We're going to send you some cars of people that don't really speak English. We're going to send you some cars that smell like ass and Cheetos. We're going to send you them cars and you're going to pay more for the ride. We're going to reduce the quality of ride you get, reduce the quality of driver you get, because we're paying less, and a quality driver will not sell themselves for less. Therefore, what do? We protest. Jeff, we're going to have you go do this ride for $19 from ASU all the way down to the Wild Horse. You're going to do this for $19. I did it for $80. And then I got a return right now. I did it for $9 because they gave me that tip. So then I did it for $94. Then they gave me the $100 on the way back. $194 round trip. So if I'm sitting there going, you were willing to give me $19, and I ended up making $194 on that same party I picked up. You were willing to give me $19, and I said, let it go. $56 ride popped up, went and grabbed the 56, said, this is what we're going to do. They said, we cool with that. Didn't take the 56, turn around and made 194. This is how we do business. We negotiate, just not with the state, and we don't negotiate with Uber. We gave them motherfuckers a chance. We gave y'all a chance. So what do we do now? We negotiate with the money. We ask y'all, we're going to let you control the purse, Uber. We're going to let you control the purse, Lyft. We're going to let you control the purse, but be willing to allow us to negotiate. If we can negotiate, let us get a little more. No, they treating us like them hotel people. No, we ain't going to give y'all no more. We're going to pay y'all less and let y'all keep making money on less. I said, no, that's not what we're going to do. What's going to happen is we're independent contractors. We're not employees like the hotel people. Hotel people got to go on strike. We protest by saying, fuck this ride, give me some cash. Now we talking. Protest can work. Striking ain't going to work. So you can go out there all you want to. I'm not going to drive. It's going to be a pigeon saying, I'll take that $8. Some pigeon going to fly up. Oh man, my AR is 98%. This is amazing. I'm doing all these $7 rides. Like, no, we're not doing that. Exactly, man. Got us working for tips. Man, please. These guys better realize if we ain't seeing money coming down the pipe, because we know y'all making record profits. If we ain't seeing money coming down the pipe, that pipe gonna get clogged up. That pipe gonna get clogged up with a whole bunch of cash rides because they gonna be like, ain't nothing but some drips coming out, man. What's going on? This pipe was flowing with cash. It was flowing with cash. All the pigeons was giving us all this cash. Man, this pipe was, now it's like, shit, this just like trickling. It's dripping. Cash rides, man. We holding that money in our communities now. We taking care of our communities. We taking care of our own local economy. We done playing games with y'all. So y'all thought it was a game. This is real money, $1 trillion industry. This is real money for everybody. Oh, it's a side hustle. No, Uber don't call the state for no side hustle shit. Uber's not making a phone call to the state of Nevada for no side hustle shit. This is big money. They making phone calls. This is big money. You can pretend it's a side hustle. You can let that go in your head. This ain't nothing but a side hustle. Yeah, you let them tell you that shit. This is real money. Side hustle to you. They plan you on the side, but don't be no side sucker. Be like, you know what? This is what we're going to do. We're going to go out there and get this money the right way. So y'all want to act like this is just supposed to be, I'm supposed to get $15 an hour. It's a side hustle. I'm not supposed to get more than this. It's a side hustle. If you ain't a real driver that can't develop a real client base, you're going to end up homeless. Just like Dom said, you're going to fuck around and end up homeless. If you can't generate your own client base, you're going to fuck around and end up homeless. Don't be that. Go out, clean your car up, put some armor all on your tires. It don't make a difference if you got hubcaps or not. They just want something clean showing up. Clean out the carpets, soak them down with some laundry detergent, ammonia, some fabric softener. Clean that shit up, make it smell like a laundry room when they get in there. Like, man, this motherfucker smell like you just did laundry in this car. I like this shit smell good in here. Make sure you clean them seats up real good. Laundry detergent, fabric softener, a little ammonia in there. Clean that shit up. Zach, get those white umbrellas when it's raining outside. Get you a black. Hey, take care of your people. Because that's where the money's going to come from. You giving service. The apps are not paying you. Just like the hotel ain't paying none of them employees. The apps are not paying you. If you don't go out and get your money in this community, you're going to end up homeless with this shit. That's right. We negotiate it. That's how we do it. We negotiate. We say, okay, how much is it worth? What is this? And we go back and forth. And once we come up with a fair price and it's fair, guess what? We close the deal. We don't let Uber and Lyft close our deals. Hey, Jeff, I got a ride for you, $19. Like 19? Motherfucker, I'm about to make 94. You talking about 19. I'm laughing at their ass. I'm like, dude, I got this big ass truck sitting in the gas station parking lot waiting on a good ride. And you got nerve to say, hey, 19, 17, Then you throw me some, okay, 56 Black. I'm like, 56 Black? I'm like, come on, man. Y'all know these concerts is paying better than that. Y'all know this shit. Don't play me like that. If I'd have did that 56 down, they would have probably paid me about fucking 40 going up. I would have made about $90 total on that party if I did them through Lyft. I'd have made about $90. I made 194. I'm not messing with these apps. If we're going to go out there and get this money, let's go out there and get this money. Vegas has got their ass in the news right now, scared. These motherfuckers are scared right now. And I'm glad. I'm glad. So everybody in Vegas that's got your business licenses, man, keep making us proud. Keep fighting. Keep doing what you do out there because you got the whole world watching y'all. There's a lot of motherfucking haters out here. Well, you guys can't do that. You need this and you need that and don't do that. And if you don't have this, you don't have that. And don't listen to these fucking people. Don't worry about them. Don't worry about them. I should watch the housing cartel about Lyft right now, about why rent is so high. But I'm gonna show you something else. This is a 14-minute video right here. And this video right here is it's going to explain to you exactly why I think rideshare is using immigrants. And y'all know Harris. She was the prosecutor of California that kept over 1,500 prisoners past their date in order for them to work for the state. I'm going to show you a video that's going to open your mind up to what prosecutors of states are doing, to what people with these immigrants are doing. Alabama is generating billions by trapping people in prison. It's the same thing what Kamala Harris did and why everybody's pissed off at her, because she trapped people in prison. This is a big money industry, trapping people in prison. Listen to this.
Well, a lot of people are calling it modern slavery.
And this is about more
right?
perfect.
Just about to say that's slavery. That's slavery. You took away the whips, but you put the paperwork.
Paperwork.
Took away the masters and you put them in uniform.
Yep.
Same difference. Same.
Put them in suits.
It kind of appears that there is a coordinated system in order to protect the labor that's created by the prison system.
Walk into a McDonald's in Alabama, and the worker flipping your McDouble could be an incarcerated person.
It's a sad situation, a way they getting rich off us.
The Alabama Department of Corrections farms out incarcerated people to work at hundreds of private companies and government agencies across the state.
McDonald's, Burger King, Golden Corral, Wendy's. They got a Wendy's contract right now. State Trooper's office.
They'll send everybody everywhere.
They'll send you everywhere. Yes, the parole office.
And even though...
So let me pause right here. If you understand how these gig apps work in DoorDash, Uber Eats. So Uber Eats is teaming up with Wendy's and teaming up with all these places. They're using immigrant labor. So they got immigrant labor doing all of these jobs for driving. And then they got prison labor at the restaurants. Y'all see what I'm saying? This is the state and it's corporate America. This is the state and corporate America merging together to generate profits for themselves. You got DoorDash, Uber Eats, using these rented accounts, using these illegal accounts to go out and do deliveries all day. And they're making profits hand over fist. The legit drivers, they're not paying. They're forcing you out. On the back end, all these people are saying, we want $20 an hour minimum, $20 an hour minimum, getting rid of all them, replacing them with prisoners. This is all about how cheap can we get the labor. Telling you, this video is going to get deep. This is from More Perfect Union. This video is going to get pretty deep. It talks about exactly how they're using us in society, in our communities to become, like I said all the time, this is a free roam prison. I've said it in many of my live streams. We are living in a free roam prison. Understand how corporate and state are making all of us prisoners, just like that motherfucker said, with paperwork. The whips and chains is gone. It's paperwork, permits, business license, insurances. It's all about paperwork.
ADOC trusts these incarcerated people to leave prison every day and work alongside the general public. Many of them are still denied the chance at real freedom.
I work for y'all, but when I come up for parole, you deny me. Why would you deny me? Because because you're getting free service.
This is a story about corporations and the state of Alabama exploiting prison labor and the coercive policies they use to keep its citizens trapped in servitude.
It doesn't work. It's a terrible system.
If you're wondering how any of this is even legal, well, it might not be.
So trapping people in servitude. I like the way she said that. To trap somebody in servitude, you've got to keep them broke and poor. You've got to keep that. Exactly. It's called slavery. You got to keep them broke. And they're trying to keep drivers broke. Dara even said it. We're doing away with driver incentives. We're doing away with paying drivers more so we can make profits. We're going to have prison labor on the other end of DoorDash, prison labor on the other end of Uber Eats. We're going to have immigrants driving on this end. So you got cheap labor on both ends. You can't help but generate profits. You're keeping people in servitude. You're bringing them over, trapping them in housing, trapping them in programs, trapping them with paperwork. You got us willing to go out and drive for dirt cheap because we can't make it no other way unless we do private rides. If we do private rides, now we're making a killing. We don't have to have servitude. Uber gets pissed off. Uber calls the state of Nevada. Hey, you're not trapping people in servitude. Man, them business cards is a big problem. These people don't want to be trapped in servitude. Uber, they don't want to be trapped in servitude. They want to go out and make this money. And if y'all not paying them, they gonna make it. Listen to this video. I'm telling you, man, this shit gets deep.
That's what we went to Alabama to figure out.
So yeah, could you just describe like how long you worked here? And
I was here 18 months. That I ran a kitchen by myself.
A prisoner.
From 8 to 5 every Tuesday through Thursday.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds like hard work.
It was.
Elizabeth Thomas was in the Alabama Work Release Program for 5 of her 15 years in prison.
So they had a combination of incarcerated people and free world people.
Yes. Yes.
Did you feel like there was a difference how they treated?
Oh, most definitely. We work longer hours.
Make the work release work over or work extra days. Don't want to give you off days. Like, no, I got to eat my health. I have to get rest. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a machine. But that's how they look at you. Like,
this is.
And that's what I tell all these drivers about working 84 hours a week. You got channels out there making people work like prisoners. Just work 84 hours a week. You can work all you want to work. That's prison mentality. That's prison labor mentality. You see I'm telling you, if I have to do 5-10 rides a day, I can make each one of those rides $80. That's anywhere from $400 to $800 a day. I can do an $80 ride. All I got to do is find a ride for $35, $40. They're going to give me $80. That's it. Because you know the app is charging about $100 for it. Go out and find you enough $25 rides, flip them for $40, flip them for $35. You ain't got to do all these damn rides. If you do 10 rides at $35, you just made $350. And you can do that shit twice an hour. You done work 5 hours, made $350. But yet you got channels out there telling people work 84 hours, work 80. That's prison time. You ain't got time to be working no 80 hours a week. These people even said, man, it's prisoners out there saying, I ain't got time to be working no 80 some hours a week. I got to think about my health, my mental health, my physical health. Even prisoners know better than that.
Quincy Sanders. During his nearly 17 years in prison, he worked at several restaurants, a lumber yard, and McDonald's.
Like working a real job and trying to stay being incarcerated is a very hard experience. You have to be mind strong, really.
Alabama has one of the most overcrowded and deadly prison systems in the United States. Even the Justice Department found conditions there to be unconstitutional. In 2023, almost a person a day died in Alabama prisons, which is almost 5 times the national average.
Or they might get beat to death. People beating folks with sticks. They breaking broomsticks, making little billy clubs. People in there stabbing each other. People in there doing drugs. People in there almost about to die. They're not getting you no nursing assistance. The nurse probably get there. You probably be dead.
But ADOC offers people in prison with nonviolent misdemeanor convictions a potentially life-saving deal. If they join the work release program, they get to live in special facilities that are generally much less dangerous than regular prisons.
Now, you got to listen closely to this part. This is coercion at its best. This is coercion. They're telling people, we will allow you a better life if you do this for us. Don't that sound like what they're telling all these illegals? We'll give you a better life if you do this for us. If you come here and you work all these hours and you take all this low pay, and we will make sure that you're living better in America than where you living over there. Just do what we tell you to do. This is exactly what she's talking about in this prison system. The prison system and this new immigration system, I swear it's running hand in hand. And the average American, us, who don't want to be a part of that system, either left or right, we're getting thrown to the side for cheaper labor. Listen to this.
They spend their days working in the free world without prison supervision, and they can earn 72-hour passes to visit their families at home.
If you go out here and you do the right thing, you get to elevate, you get to grow, you get out of this facility. But you know what you didn't tell me is that you finna get all my money.
Listen to this. Listen
That's
to
what
this.
they didn't tell you.
Listen
the
to this.
state takes a 40% cut of every incarcerated worker's wages off the top, before taxes, plus an additional $5 a day for van rides to and from work, $15 a month for laundry, and then any restitution and court fees.
I got you,
if
brother.
your check is $636, you might see two something out of that. And that's every 2 weeks.
Look at it.
And you don't work 8 hours
every 2
and only
weeks.
seeing $200.
Damn.
Like it makes you lose motivation.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, he just said you working 80 hours, and you turn around and all you see out of it is $200 profit to take home. All you see is $200 to take home. Don't that sound like a lot of these drivers out there renting these cars, using all this fuel, using all this electricity, running these cars to the ground, eating out all the time? At the end of the day, what is your profit margin? What is your bank account looking like? This dude just said you can make $600 and you turn around at the end of the day and you're sitting on $200 after 80 hours of work. Man, this is Uber and Lyft, hands down. It's a prison system, man. It's cheap labor.
You know, money motivates people, especially working. So it kind of makes you lose motivation.
One estimate calculated that the state of Alabama enjoys a benefit of more than $450 million a year off of prison labor.
And it's slavery all the way around the board, just slavery.
And unlike free world workers, incarcerated workers can't just get a shift covered or quit.
ADOC has a list of rules
Listen to this.
all incarcerated people are expected to abide by. Rules like don't have contraband,
Listen
be
to
in your
this.
bunk at the required time, and rules like don't refuse to work. That's a rule on the books.
CJ Sandley is one of the attorneys behind a recent lawsuit filed against ADOC.
The range of punishments folks can face if they get written up for refusing to work include solitary confinement, losing access to phones, tablets, visitation, access to their families and loved ones for.
So what we're listening to now is when you force somebody to work, force somebody to accept a ride, force somebody to do something that they don't want to do, and the reprimand is doing something to you, retaliating against you in some kind of way. That's unconstitutional. That's why you have a right to cancel a ride. That's why you have a right to decline a ride. Declinology. You can decline anything you want because it is unconstitutional to force someone, even to force a prisoner to work. You cannot force a prisoner to work, but yet these apps are forcing us. If you don't take this ride, we're going to suspend you. We're going to deactivate you. If you cancel this ride, we're going to suspend you. We're going to deactivate you. All of this shit is unconstitutional. Everything's going to be unconstitutional. I'm telling you, man, this right here. Let me finish with this thing, man. I got some shit to do on this. Let me finish with this. I'm going to bring him in. We only got about another 9 minutes to go. I'm going to bring him in though.
Or 30 days, 60 days, being required to do more work inside the prison walls for free, under threat of punishment.
I want to talk to my family. I want to be a part of my family. You're telling me that if I don't go and do what you want me to do at these jobs, work as hard as they want me to do, if they need me 7 days, you want me to go there. If they need me 8 hours, you want me to work 80 hours. If they want me to turn around and come back and do a double, you want me to get up and you want me to be available to do all this. But if I decide I'm tired, Lord forbid if we got sick.
I talked to Reginald Burrell, who was injured when an entertainment center fell on his head at the private furniture manufacturing company where he worked through ADOC. When he spoke up about it, he was fired.
And, I confronted JPO about it.
Look at that. Look at that.
To Shellersburg with extra duty, taking away my privileges. And I ended up in a landfill. I just got assaulted and mistreated at this job. And now I'm ended in a landfill working for free for a multi-million-dollar company.
Now, don't that sound like some Uber Lyft shit? If you complain to Uber about a rider saying something to you, doing something to you, if you make a complaint, you get deactivated, you get suspended, your account gets flagged for safety, but you the one who filed the complaint. As a driver, I know drivers that this has happened to. The same thing in the prison industry is happening in Uber and Lyft. If you make a complaint, hey, this customer just, made a sexual advance at me, or this rider just cussed me out for no reason, this rider, they're going to end up getting rid of you. The app's going to say, well, we have to, deactivate you for a safety reason. No, it's for legal reasons. They don't want to be sued for not taking care of it. But yet, just like that one guy who got assaulted by that girl that smacked him in the face and they deactivated his account. She smacked him in the face, tried to choke him out from the back seat, and he got deactivated. It wasn't until the news and everybody got involved that he got put back online again. I'm telling y'all, that's why I thought this prison video was really good for us to kind of understand the psyche of what's going on, why we're independent contractors, why we're businesses, but yet they don't want to turn around and let us act like business. They want us to be slaves. That's exactly what they want us to be. They're slaves.
One of the most valuable things in the system is whatever I can do to get out early. If a work stoppage to protect myself from being abused and to speak up for myself could subject me to sanctions, I don't have to say it, but you're going to follow whatever order you're given.
Chris England is a state representative in Alabama. He's leading the fight to reform the state's prison system.
It is a completely broken system. The folks in charge, the parole board, they don't use guidelines. There is no methodology applied to it.
Alabama has some of the lowest parole grant rates in the country.
Look at this.
And more than 90% of the time, hearing this answer.
Denied, 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 be denied. Parole will be denied.
If the parole...
So I wanted to get to this part, parole denied, keeping people in prison beyond their even release date. This is what Kamala Harris did. It's recorded. It's in history. This is the same thing she did in California. You keep people in prison, keep them working to generate profits, to keep contracts open for corporate America. I'm telling y'all, this gets pretty serious, man. When you keep denying somebody parole, but you're letting them go out and work in the public every day, saying that they're safe enough to go into the public every day, but you won't give them parole. You won't give, man, this, trust me, this is deep. This is deep.
Parole board followed its own guidelines. It would grant parole in about 80% of cases. But instead, that number dropped to just 8% last year. And incarcerated people in the work release program don't fare much better.
I know that there are people at the Department of Corrections, they assess them, and then they say, you are not a threat. So much so, you can leave here and go work. Some people actually go home for 72 hours on a weekend and are told, we trust you to the point where you do whatever you got to do. We'll see you Monday morning, 8 o'clock. That same person goes before the parole board and they say, what you did 20 years ago is so bad we can't let you out. You are a threat to public safety, but make sure you're at work tomorrow morning.
And this is what's crazy. That part right there, it reminds me of when Uber and Lyft says, you can't do pickups at the airport, but we'll let you work everywhere else. You're not safe to do pickups at the airport, but you're safe enough to work everywhere else. Just like that guy said, you're safe enough to go home for the weekend, but you're not safe enough to turn around and say, hey, we're going to give you parole. We're going to let you go back out into free society and be with your family because we don't think you're a threat to society, to where we're letting you out for 72 hours over the weekend. Having fun, drinking, kicking it with your friends, doing it. But yet Monday, we need you back here working for cheap prison labor. Same thing Uber does. They sit up there. Hey, you know what? We're not going to let you do airport pickups, but we'll trust you enough to do rides all through the community. You just can't do pickups at the airport no more. It's the same mentality, man.
A federal lawsuit claims that 235 people in the work release program were denied parole in fiscal year 2022.
So if the system is operating as designed, what is the point of the system?
It appears labor is.
Labor related.
One thing our lawsuit talks a lot about is that very clear lineage from slavery in this state to convict leasing and to what we've got now. And the punishment of the Department of Justice is what our clients are challenging. because that's what amounts to involuntary servitude and slavery by the state.
Yep, involuntary
After the Civil
servitude.
War, the 13th Amendment abolished slavery with a key caveat. Forced labor was still allowed for people convicted of a crime, and the states adopted a copycat of this federal amendment. But here's the thing. In 2022, Alabamians made a historic vote to remove this exception.
The state has a new constitution. Voters overwhelmingly agreed to make our state constitution free of racist laws and language.
However, right after the voters of the state changed the state constitution, the governor and the Department of Corrections really doubled down on the punishment for refusing to work.
So the people closed the loophole, and then the governor went around to open it up again.
Yeah, that's right.
So what happens is if you don't do what they tell you to do, they now close the loophole and they will force you and punish you just because you didn't do it. Just like saying, hey, if you don't get your AR up, if you don't get your cans, if you don't hit this goal, we're going to punish you by keeping you on standard, not advantage. We're going to punish you by not sending you rides. We're going to punish you by throttling you. I'm telling you, forced work is illegal. It's unconstitutional to force someone to work. They don't know why we decline a ride. They don't know why we accept a ride. Just like that lady said, we could be sick. If we're sick, we get penalized and punished. We lose all just for being sick and not being able to show up to work. They get punished. They lose all of their privileges.
That's right.
Governor Kay Ivey's executive order made encouraging or causing a work stoppage a high-level violation, on the same level as possession of a weapon, drug possession, and bribery. The order also cracked down on correctional incentive time.
So what they're saying is that you not working is equivalent to a harsh crime like bribery. You just not working. Just you saying, I'm sick today, I can't go to work today. It's now equivalent to drug trafficking. It's now equivalent. It's the exact equivalent. You not taking a ride, you not doing something is equivalent to an infraction so bad, they'll consider you a heinous criminal. I'm telling you, man, this gets deep.
Better known as
good time.
In some prison systems, good behavior is rewarded with what's known as good time. People can earn sentence reductions and get released from prison early.
And the state legislature even changed its good time law to increase that form of punishment for
Listen
folks
to
who
this.
refuse to work.
We're simply changing the amount of correctional incentive time or good time days that are offered.
Are we increasing or are we lowering it?
We are lowering them.
Decreasing
All of
it.
this was done on the heels of this constitutional change, and frankly, it's a brazen ignoring of the will of the voters of the state, and that's it. That's what our lawsuit is about. And so many people want to work, but they want to be paid fairly. They want to be paid a free world wage for the labor they're doing. They want to be working in safe conditions. They want to be treated fairly, and they don't want to be forced to work if they don't want to, or they can't because they're sick, or they have a doctor's appointment, or they're feeling unsafe in their work and they want to change jobs.
I'm telling you, man, this is
one of the unique things about this state and really the country is that things just never end. They evolve. If your prison system is full, it's primarily full of Black folks, Black men, and you have a racial disparity in who gets released and who doesn't. Can you imagine the optics of what that labor force looks like?
And I'm going to tell you what that labor force looks like to me. Think about it. If you got a prison system full of Black men, a prison system full of Black men, and you got them working for pennies on the dollar out in the free world, creating products for like, Walmart, creating, Wendy's, Golden Corral working. You got all these Black men doing that. And then you bring in all these young military men in, illegal immigrant men, military age men. What does that sound like? So you got cheap labor on both ends of minority people. You got illegal immigrants that are free. They're illegal in this country, but they're not being called criminals. They're free roaming, free doing work, freely getting paid, freely hanging with their families, but they're illegally here. And you got people in prison who are Black, who are working in a free world, being allowed to go home only on weekends. So you double dipping into a cheap labor system on both ends of the spectrum. And people say, well, corporations are doing very well. Look at the Dow. The Dow's over 41,000. You wonder why it's over 41,000. You got cheap labor on both ends of the equation. That's why we stand up and fight for the money, because we know what's going on. We ain't been shielded from this shit. We know exactly what's going on.
Black people account for just over a quarter of Alabama's total population, but more than 50% of the prison population. An AL.com investigation found that Black men were 25% less likely to get parole than white men.
If you could take a picture of a group of men who are working convict labor decades ago and juxtapose that next to a current labor force, it would probably look the same. That's crazy.
Some things never change.
What is the point of prison? Is it the creation of a cheap, controllable, and confined labor source? Or is it rehabilitation? And what does a real commitment to rehabilitation for incarcerated people actually look like?
I wish they'd strip that name off of that Alabama Department of Correction. I wish they'll take correction out of that and just say Alabama Department, because ain't no correction. Ain't no correction, ain't no structure, ain't no discipline. You discipline me to do what you want me to do, not the law. Not to come back in society and be able to live off of what you taught me. That's not what's going on. If I lived off what DOC taught me, I'd still be a criminal. Because they want that paycheck. They want me to come back in tomorrow. They want me to. Because their money keep flowing. It's no correction. We need to start correcting. We need to start loving. We need to start teaching.
Real shit. Real shit. More Perfect Union. Thank you for that video. Thank you. That was an amazing video, man, for More Perfect Union. They dropped that, and I was like, man, Serge, you still out there, man? Because I know sometimes I get to going on my videos, they get a little long and shit like that. But that's why I run them so long, man. That's why I run them so long, to give people a chance. Like if I got a break, then I'll let somebody on or whatever. But yeah, man, that video right there explains to you how corporate America does not care about your life as a citizen, as a human. They don't care. We learned that even during, all right, cool. We even learned that during COVID. They don't care. They will sit up there and do whatever they say, do whatever. Man. I tell folks, man, it's different out here, man. It's different, man. It lets you know how corporate America thinks about people, how they think about the humans out here really doing this work out here. Yeah, I'm gonna see if Sergio's got a chance to jump on real quick, man. And because I want people to realize, man, corporate is not for people. It's for shareholders. It's for elites. It's for power. And I'm like, if you can't look at rideshare, these are the exact same people. These are elites. These are people using, illegal wage laws. They're using illegal labor laws. They're doing everything they can possibly do to keep us under. Just like that lady said at the end, they want them back into the system working for poor. They want them poor. They want them under control. They don't want us in the free world, freely making money to take care of ourselves or our family. Cash ride should not be a problem. Cash ride should not be a problem. These business cards should not be a problem. But it's a problem because it's opening the eyes of people taking care of themselves. That's why it's a big problem. That's why they want to nip it in the bud right now, because they see people are taking care of ourselves out there. We're not relying on corporate America to feed us. We're saying, if you don't want to pay me today, that's totally cool. Totally cool. I'm going to go out and pay myself today. I got a business license. I'm going to go pay myself today. No, you can't go pay yourself. Why not? You got to work on these apps. Because if you go out there and work for yourself, then we ain't gonna get our kickbacks from corporate. We ain't gonna get our kickbacks. Oh, here's Serge. This is my man, Sergio from the RSG. My brother, what's up, man?
What's up? What's up?
Oh, nothing much. What you got going today, my man?
Oh, there's
a lot of crazy stuff.
Okay, I have an echo on your end.
Echo on my end? Oh, mine's not echoing because I got my earphones on. Is it echoing now?
I'm hearing you twice. Hold on.
All right. Oh, maybe you got a different screen open too, probably. You got another screen open? Sergio's in the building. Is it another? Yeah.
It's open.
All right. Cool. Yeah, I think it's something on one of the devices he's got. It's probably echoing back. You want me to send you out and bring you back in? Is it better now?
Yeah, let me go out. You know what? It's just shoot me the link to you know how to do that, right?
Let me see. Hold up for a second. Let me go in my inbox real quick. I'm gonna see if I can pull it up through this way right here. Oh, let's see. My email be taking forever. It'd be taking forever. And it's the exact same link, right? Okay, he took off. He took off. All right, let's see something. All right, let's see. Let's put in link, LINK. All right, let's see if we can do this. Bam. Hopefully that works. All right, I just sent him a link. Let's see if that works. Okay, leave. Yeah. I don't know. I think it was something on his end. Like it was something else that was, catching up. Thank you, Miss Roxy. I appreciate you, lady. 105 watching. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Thanks to 300. I'm telling you, man, we gotta keep fighting how we fighting, because there's too many elites, too many corporations, too many people invested in private prisons, invested into these, hedge funds and all these funds. They're trying their best to hold society down. They're doing everything they can to hold society down. We got to fight back. I'm loving how we're fighting back. I'm loving it. And there's a lot of people. Thank you, Roxy. Love you too. And I'm loving how we out here fighting these people back, because we got states waking up to the power of a driver, the power of the drivers uniting. They were laughing at us when we were all sitting here going, oh yeah, we're going to protest. We're going to come outside. We're going to go down, to Uber. We're going to go straight down to Lyft. All they did was just take away more. They took away more. And now we got it to the point saying, hey, you could take away whatever you want to take. We could take back. Two could play that game. You want to take from us? We'll take from you. So now this is what's scaring the shit out of them now, because if we all start doing it, they're done. Oh, Sergio's back. All right. Does it sound better now? Did it come in better? Or is it still echoing?
Oh, there's a delay, bro. I don't know what's going on.
It's a delay now, or is it an echo?
It's a delay. Like I'm hearing you, but the delay. I'm hearing myself with the delay, and I have nothing else on.
Me neither. That's just the only window. I'm telling you, man, it's the apps are screwing with me. They got YouTube and FBI and everybody else is messing with me. We can go though. Hey, so what is the deal with this Prop 22 thing you was telling me about, man?
Oh yeah, well, we've been investigating Prop 22 for the last year. So Prop 22 collects from each rideshare and delivery trip in California from 79 cents up to $1.50.
Okay.
And so what happens is that that money is going to Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, Grubhub, Instacart, Walmart, Spark, wherever, right?
Yeah.
So we calculated that they collected since 2020 about $6 to $7 billion.
Damn.
And they're not giving us the accounting of the money. They
So
just
they
say,
collect-
yeah, everybody benefits from Prop 22. And in fact, you had a video the other day with Joe, if you remember, and he was talking about Prop 22. And
Yeah.
so, this is just the start of the, this is just
So
the
if they
start
collected
of
$6
the
to $8
investigation.
billion and they're not putting anything out there for drivers or even the state to see how they can account for that $6 to $8 billion that they collected, you're right. Like, where did all that money go? Like, where did it just disappear to? It's like phantom money.
Well, they are putting out benefits, but then yeah, well, they are putting out benefits, but then there are restrictions on Prop 22. Not everybody collects benefits. About only 10% of drivers collect benefits, because you have to drive 25 active hours a week after week, every quarter, in order to get your healthcare stipend, and you're not going to get it. I mean, you get sick 1 week, then you have next week you have to drive 50 hours, active hours, by the way. This is not online.
Dang. So all they got to do is throttle you, and you don't get the benefits. They just throttle you.
Yeah. And the other thing is the healthcare that they're going to give you has to be approved by them. Yeah.
So not only do you have to do the 25, they got to turn around and approve that it was a true active hours or something within that time frame. Do they do it every 2 weeks or every just 1 week?
No, they do it every 2 weeks, and then if you're short, they give you a top off. But just like they did in Massachusetts now, just like they did in Minnesota. The problem with all of this is that so on the Uber platform, there is 80% part-timers and 20% full-timers, right? So none of that 80% is getting it, but on each of their trips, the rider is paying 79 cents to $1.50.
And that's
right?
where the windfall is created. Exactly.
So where is the money, right? So basically the people who are driving part-time are subsidizing the full-timers, you know?
Yep. Now I see what you mean. Because nobody's, like you said, only 10% are using it. So where's the rest of the money going? It should be coming back to the drivers if they're taking it from the drivers.
The more important thing is, you know, the healthcare that they're giving you has to be approved by them. It has to be, there is a list of healthcare companies that they have to approve. It's not like you can go buy healthcare. And the other thing is, most drivers are under Medi-Cal, right? State-funded program.
Yeah.
So if you're in Medi-Cal, you cannot get the healthcare stipend. If your wife is working for a W-2 and providing you with healthcare, you cannot get that money. So that's why only 8 to 10% of drivers get it. But then they collect the money from the consumer. So the consumer is paying for it. Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, Grubhub are not paying for Prop 22. And when they ran the campaigns 4 years ago, they never said, by the way, that, oh, by the way, you guys are going to pay for it, right? So I'm a consumer. I want to know where my money is going. Like I have, you know, $6-7 billion. Where's the money?
Man, this is crazy. So they're charging every rider for it. And if you're saying if your wife is at a W-2 and she gets help, you don't get any of the money that you help collect from people. Bro, this is a racket. This is a racket. This is crazy. That's a lot that people don't even know about Prop 22, man. We just thought it was money that people are paying and they get it on their checks or whatever on their direct deposit back. This is sketch. This is way sketch.
Yeah.
And nobody's even looking into it. I bet that's why Tony West ran to Kamala Harris. He's like, hey, we need some help because right now we in deep shit right now.
Yeah, that part I don't know. But all I'm saying is that, you know, today is the first article that just dropped. There's an LA Times article that's going to drop about this because I'm a consumer. I use these apps, right? I'm paying every single time I order a rideshare trip or order food delivery or order groceries or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I want to know where my money is going as a consumer. Forget as a driver. We know as a driver we're getting screwed, but as a consumer, you know, we need to know.
Because you're paying for it, because they're billing you for it.
Yeah.
Wow, man, that's crazy. That is crazy right there. Nobody ever really digs deep into Prop 22 other than you, man. You like, man, I'm telling you, you're like the Prop 22 guru when it comes to that. You need a shirt that just says Prop 22 guru. You know it all, man. And people need to, and it's the riders need to know this. The riders more than anybody else. The riders are getting gouged for money with every single ride they're doing. And it's just going into some elite's pocket. It's just going into somebody's pocket.
And you know, the companies, I asked the companies, all of them, you know, who has the accounting of this? And they said, take a hike, you know, and I'm like,
exactly.
well, it doesn't work like that, right? I mean, the consumer has a right to know where their money is going.
Yep. What is that?
The other thing is when they passed Prop 22 4 years ago, they spent $250 million to pass the proposition. And not one time on the commercials, they said, oh, by the way, consumer, you're going to pay for this. We're not going to pay for it. And just like in Massachusetts, the day after the proposition went into effect, on each trip, 64 cents is being charged to the consumer already.
Damn. And that's
so
millions and millions of dollars.
Somewhere.
Yep.
Where is it going? I don't know.
And we got FOIA. FOIA is that Freedom of Information Act. So you have a right, especially if you're paying into something, it's a publicly traded company. You should have a right to say, where's my money going? You have a right to know about that. And they're just telling you take a hike. That's great. Wow, man, these companies, man, 6 to 8, and just like when you caught like a couple of years ago.
I have like 11 FOIAs in. They've been in for the last, I don't know, 6 months, and nothing is happening with any of that. So
wow. Man, this is crazy. I'm glad you letting people know the truth, because a lot of people out there, there's still channels out there that are scared to be honest about what's going on in this corporate structure and with the money going on around us. A lot of people are scared, man. They're scared. And I'm like, you got to speak about what we see right in front of us. We got to speak about it. We're all involved in this, man. All of us are involved in this.
So one other thing, if I may mention, you just showed the More Perfect Union video, right?
Yeah.
So I haven't told this to anybody, but then I spoke to More Perfect Union today, actually.
Oh, wow.
We have an amazing collaboration video coming up that we shot actually about a month and a half ago in LA. And it's going to be an absolute eye-opener. And it should drop probably on their channel. It's going to be on their channel.
Wow.
It should drop probably middle of September. We gave them so much ammunition, so much footage. And we did a test with 7 different drivers. That had like professional cameras and sound and this and that. It's going to be an amazing piece, so stay tuned for that. And it's going to be on More Perfect Union.
Yeah, I love More Perfect Union, man, because they bring it straight up. They got a lot of, and I love the detail that they provide. They don't leave anything out. They will put documents right in front of your face. And that's what I love about that channel, man. They're not just all talk. They bring it all to the table, man. They just they interview people. They got people out there. They got cameras on everything. Dude, they're the truth. They're the truth. More Perfect Union is the truth, man. I love that channel. But yeah. No, but I appreciate you, brother. And I'm glad you joining them to help get it out, because both of you guys' channels are massive channels. And you reach way more people than just the average channel. So when you get information out there, it's hitting more riders than it is hitting drivers. And that's what we need to talk to, the riders. Drivers is cool. Rideshare channels is cool. But it's what are riders watching? And when riders get that information, they relate. Because there's people jumping in cars right now going, hey, man, I was charged 75 for this, man. You cool with doing it for like 50? There's people doing that now because riders are knowing that they're getting gouged and the drivers aren't getting paid. They know that now. And it's
the
important.
idea, the whole thing is, educating the driver is one thing, because it's a transitory crowd anyway. People come, people go, and you definitely need to do some eye-opening pieces or education or media push for the riders, because look, as you guys correctly said, these companies are screwing both sides, right? They're burning the candle on both ends.
Yep.
And what has happened over the last 6-8 years, that quality of cars has gone down, quality of drivers has gone down, quality of the service has gone down, and they're paying 50, 60, 70% more. So the riders are going like, what the hell? Come on now, right? This guy just picked me up. He can't even, read the GPS. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So to a point, that's what you guys are doing when you're doing your friends and family stuff here, So and the riders are more sick of it than the drivers are, because it's a lot of money they're putting out to go 10 miles. You know what I mean? It's like,
man, they're paying $5-6 a mile to go 10 miles. And I'm sitting there like, dude, I'm getting like $1.19 for this. What do you mean you just pay $5 for this ride? $5 a mile. I'm getting $1.19 for this Excel ride on top of that. And I'm like, man, and people are like, you know what, this is what we'll do. And a channel as small as mine is not making the waves like the bigger channels are making it. So you're wondering why so many riders are speaking. Riders don't watch my channel. Only a handful of drivers do. The riders are the ones that's watching the bigger channels, walking up, talking to drivers. The information is getting out there. And the drivers are being receptive to the people saying, hey, you know what? You got a business card? They're asking you got a business card? They're getting this from the bigger channels. That's why we need the bigger channels to let people know. Talk to some riders, help us with this fight. If you don't want to do a private ride, don't do it. Totally cool. Just say, I just want to leave it on the app. Totally cool. A driver is cool with that because we'll just cancel and move on. But at least understand what this fight is really about. It's about us protecting our economy, the riders and the drivers both. Because like you said, they're burning on both ends right now. They're hitting us up too hard, man. Us protecting our economy, the riders and the drivers both.
I agree. The important thing is for all channels, actually. It doesn't have to be your channel, professor, this, that.
Yeah.
It's about it. The driver community is in like survival mode now. Actually, they've been in survival mode for the last, I don't know, 3 years since Upfront Fare showed up, because there is no rhyme or reason why trips are priced, how they're priced, what's going on, and all that stuff, right?
Yep.
So important thing is, besides obviously, look, I mean, I know certain things that you guys probably don't know. So certain things I can say that there is, without a question, there is a massive acceptance rate problem in the US. Massive.
Yeah.
And you guys may think that everybody is happy-go-lucky accepting trips and going on doing, anting and whatever they're doing. It's not. They have a massive, massive problem in their hands. And they've been trying to fix it, actually, but then it's just not working. So everything that they do is making things worse, to be perfectly honest, right? So when we used to say decline garbage, know your worth, right? I think it got a hold of a lot of people, and people are just declining trips right and left. And when that happens, it absolutely fucks up their algorithms.
The algorithm,
The matching systems are all messed up, and they say like, oh, we have more drivers than ever. Yeah, but they're not accepting trips. That's why your rider is waiting 15 minutes.
Yep, that's the point. They're not saying the full truth, because they'll say, oh, we have this many booked rides and gross rides or whatever, but they're not saying how many cancellations or declines they're putting out. Like, put that number out there to see people. Oh, we have, our bookings are going up. But is your booking being canceled or is it being declined? That's what we want to know. It's like,
yeah,
that's the thing. We're getting them, bro.
The thing, the important thing is to understand that when sorry, when there's still such an echo that I'm trying to watch your lips, actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what? Give me 1 second. I think I found the problem.
Oh, you're good. You're good. I know that, man. I be having all kind of audio issues, man. They be helping me over here big time. I'll be like, let me know it.
Yeah, I'm too old for technology.
Same here, man.
Hey,
I got the most basic. I be trying though, man. I'm trying to keep up with these kids. I'm like, hey, how do I do this?
I found the problem, but I don't know how to fix it.
Is it within StreamYard or something? It could be on StreamYard's end. Because sometimes my whole camera just drop and I got to go back out, come back in. Then I get scratchy. I got to come back out, come back in. It's all jacked up. No, but yeah, about the speak on the Sherman antitrust. Yeah, I got a lot to talk about with antitrust, and this will be something good. Sergio, how much time do you got right now? Because I got something good.
I got like 45 more minutes.
All right, bet. I'm gonna share this. This will be something that Sergio, you might. And Robin sent me this, and it's about Sherman antitrust. It's about price fixing, and it's about how America is fighting it right now. So let me pull this video up real quick. Let me see. Watch later. And this is something that I think you will like this. Oh yeah, this is pretty different. And I think this might be another more perfect union. Yep, it is actually. It's another more perfect union. All right, hold up for a second. Let me see if I'm going to share that video. Yeah, this is good. And this is about antitrust, Sherman antitrust right here. Let me see, how's it popping up on the screen? Okay, right there. All right, bet. This is it. Is why is rent so high? And the real reason will shock you.
It's late 2023, the Phoenix area. Investigators with the State Attorney General's office are looking at apartment rents. They're up 76% since 2016. Something is off. These 4 building rents are 12% higher than others, but they offer similar amenities. They have different landlords, so you'd think they should be competing with one another, but they weren't. The prices were allegedly being set by one entity, an algorithm owned by a company called RealPage. In fact,
so because Sergio speaks about the algorithms a whole lot, I wanted to make sure I did this, because this is how algorithms are violating the Sherman Antitrust Act. And this is something that, like I said, I believe Uber and Lyft are violating the Sherman, and some drivers are like, oh, they're not violating. Trust me, when you watch this, you're going to see how algorithms violate the Sherman Antitrust with what they're doing.
In fact, this was happening everywhere in the area.
That's old-fashioned price fixing using new technology.
We allege, in effect, a housing cartel.
Over 2,000 miles away, something similar is happening. It's alleged that all of these different units, their prices were set by one single algorithm, which sounds bad. And it could be happening in cities and states across the country. Renters have filed over 30 different lawsuits against RealPage. We're going to talk about what all this means. How
Sergio's fixing it. He'll be back.
Black boxes of data are shaping our markets and giving an incredible amount of power to the few. And how the Department of Justice and some state attorney generals are fighting back.
So what they're saying is that they're getting all of this data. They got tons of data right now. Sergio, he'll be right back. They're getting all of this data right now, and they're using this data to fix prices based on what they believe they can squeeze out of people. And it's not really what's fair and what's not fair. It's what they're doing with the information they got, saying we can milk people and this is how we can do it.
Because this is a story about how a few lines of code broke the American housing market.
The housing cartel. Yep.
What is RealPage?
So RealPage is a company that operates software that allows landlords to input their data into an algorithm, and then RealPage sets the prices for all of those landlords. This is actually.
So imagine an algorithm that sees everybody in an area, rideshare, says what these people are willing to pay after leaving an event like this, whether or not the app will put out surge or not, doesn't make a difference. The fact that these people know that there's a lot of people out there, they know that they can charge them surge pricing. The algorithm knows this. There's a concert, there's a lot of people, we can charge surge pricing. But the drivers don't need to know that there's surge going on. That's why Juan Vargas always hits me up going, hey, man, they're hiding surges and ride. I just took a dummy ride. It was a 4-mile ride. I got $24 for it. Uber's hiding surge. So they won't even put surge on the map. Eric, he did a video, Triple EAZ did a video too, where Uber doesn't say what surge they're putting out. They just put surge out there, and then you'll go and pick somebody up and not realize you've got it because you don't even see it on your screen. The algorithm is setting all these prices. It's price fixing 101.
Actually against the law.
Attorney General Mays isn't the only one alleging this.
Our allegations are that RealPage, in combination with 14 of the largest landlords here in the District of Columbia, are effectively colluding with one another to set rents.
Across America, rent is up 20% since 2020. The Attorney Generals of Arizona and DC are suing RealPage and a host of big landlords, alleging that an algorithmic housing cartel is helping drive up prices.
The housing cartel. Who said that?
Pre-RealPage days, landlords would compete with one another.
They played a guessing game with rent prices. Push it too high and people move, leaving landlords hunting for new tenants. It was a delicate balance, a market. And I'm not sure if it was fair, but it wasn't rigged. An algorithm helped change all of that.
We're talking about an algorithm that aggregates otherwise confidential information that the landlords have that ordinarily they would not share with their competitors.
Data like rent prices, lease expiry dates, any deals they offer to tenants.
That allows then the algorithm to spit out a pricing recommendation, all designed to keep the overall market at its highest peak.
They are not.
And that's what Uber and Lyft does. They use algorithms to make sure they're keeping pricing at its highest peak, because we talked about this even 2 years ago. They'll charge people as much as they can charge them while paying drivers as low as they can charge them. They're looking at your AR. They're looking at your cancel rate. They're looking at everything you can do to say, hey, we can generate a profit because these people are willing to pay this much. And we got a bank of drivers out there willing to pay this much. Well, what about these drivers? I don't know. Throttle those drivers down. Put the high AR drivers, low cancel drivers out, and keep the low AR, high cancel drivers, just throttle them so they don't get any requests. This is how the algorithm is doing. They're fixing the prices on the top and the bottom, keeping the little pigeons out there working and keeping them busy because they know they're going to keep a high AR and take these rides. And the drivers like us, they got us sitting around for an hour before we even get one. Oh, Serge is back. How's it sound, Serge? It sounds good.
I fixed it.
Oh, nice. He said, I fixed it. Yeah, we just been going over this, the algorithm stuff with, because More Perfect Union put this video out. Did you hear it?
Speaking of the devil. Well,
man.
That's all I can say. Stay tuned for about another week or so.
Oh, we stay on More Perfect Union, man. I'm always looking at I'll just go to their channel just to look and see what they put out recently, kind of like look through them and see if I can form a correlation between what another industry is doing versus what we're doing in rideshare. And right now we're talking.
I am going to be very happy with this piece that's coming out. I mean,
I can't wait.
I think they're doing a great job. They really are, and I'll be very surprised if it's not one of their really top videos. Actually,
top videos. Yeah, they've had a couple of really good ones. And the thing is, when I tell people, when you see these videos and stuff from More Perfect Union and all that, save them to your watch list, because you're gonna want to share that with somebody who don't know. Share it on Facebook. I'll grab More Perfect Union stuff. I'll share it on Facebook. You share it here, share it, because people need to know this stuff. It's true information. We don't watch TV. We don't watch the news. We know fake media is out there, but you've got to do investigative journalism. You've got to chase these people because they're finding the truth about everything.
Yeah.
So hold on. Let me see about it.
It doesn't matter. I mean, they're a little, left, obviously, but I don't think they're that far left to be, crazy left. But look, all I know is that reality is reality. The truth is the truth, and the companies can say whatever the hell they want. It doesn't really make any difference. We got to do all we got to do. Get the stuff out there. And every time, look, man, I'm telling you, like every time there is a news article like today that comes out, every time there is an investigative report that comes out, like last year with Prop 22, again with Prop 22, there is more coming out on Prop 22. What is happening is that, like Cal Matters, where the article came out, a lot of geeks and politicians actually read Cal Matters because, not the public is not going to read that. But then when it hits LA Times, the public reads it, right? So you're trying to have both sides of the coin, that some politicians read it and they'll just go, oh, wait a minute, is this really happening? And that's how you do it. It's chip, 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 right? I mean, David versus Goliath. And
that's the part where we're at right now. Yeah, that's where we're at right now. The David versus Goliath part of the story. And a lot of drivers are willing to stand up. I mean, it's fearful because a lot of people, they bank their income on the apps. We do so many private rides. Like I said, I do maybe 1 or 2 app rides a week because I have fought and fought and fought. And I know a lot of channels and drivers are against private rides unless you have the insurance. And I agree with that. Only put out advice
honestly,
that you're comfortable putting out.
Let's talk about that, because that's something that I actually wanted to talk to your crowd about.
Okay,
I'm not against private rides. I'm not against friends and family. If you're at the point in your life that this is the only thing you have and you have nothing to lose, and driving is the only thing you can do. And that's why, you do a really good job growing your channel by being inspirational, by just showing different methods of making money and things like that, right? Yeah. If this is the only thing you have and you have nothing to lose, by all means, just go knock yourself out, print the cards, pass them out, do your friends and family trips. Who cares?
Yeah, just be willing to deal with the consequence. Yep.
I am not against it, but I personally won't do it, can't do them, because I have a house, I have shit to protect. God forbid, 1 in a million chance some shit happens, that best friend in the back seat is going to sue the shit out of you. You know what I mean? Exactly. To me, it's like, just look, to each their own. To me, we're in the wild west. I mean, look, they brought this upon themselves. I mean, look at that Scroober thing that went on for 6 years.
Yep.
6 years. Billion. Do you know how many of my friends, and we had some really great drivers, my whole crew got deactivated because of GPS spoofing like 7 years ago.
Exactly. I remember that.
And then you guys, 6 years, you guys let this go? It's just like,
yep.
I mean, you guys have the technology. I mean,
there's no rhyme or reason. And I think there were some engineers that were probably colluding in on us getting some money out of this, because how are you going to tell me you got $40 million going to these drivers and Uber's taking at least half the money? So there's money that was going to Uber. Uber's sitting on some money right now from this.
I mean, look, Uber is so big, Jeff, that, I mean, look, as of today, Uber is worth $142 billion market capitalization.
Then they got some shady engineers in there too.
And they got 33,000 donkeys writing code or do whatever they're doing there. This company doesn't need, look, man, this is not rocket science. It's pick up point A, drop off point B. You know what I mean? On the driver end, on our end, this is a simple business. What they do is they make it complicated on the back end to deserve their, elevated checks and stock options and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So to me, you can make that as complicated as possible, or you can do it, keep it simple, stupid method, just like, let's call it the way it is. It's a cab company with an app, period.
Basically.
Nothing more, nothing less.
That's it.
And people like the convenience, but now people are going like, what? $50 for 10 miles. I used to pay
Yeah.
$10 for 10 miles. I like, yep, sir, $50 for 10 miles.
And the drivers
And
aren't getting anything. Yeah.
drivers are definitely not getting any. So to me, you know, all these things, look, I am definitely not against friends and family trips. I won't do them personally. And my thing is like, you know, another reason I came here is just for the fact that like you're doing here, right? You're showing them another way out. People, seriously, I don't know how many of you are here.
Well, we had somebody up here asking about some stock stuff up here.
Okay, I'll talk about that. You know, I'll talk I have another half hour. So my thing is this: if you have a way out, please leave rideshare. We are the largest channel in the country. I say it almost every show. I go, if you got something better to do, don't do rideshare. I even said it in LA at the moment. Things are so horrible that it pays more, seriously, because the fast food workers are getting $20 an hour in California. Okay.
Yeah.
And the algos in California are set up. There's no surge. There is no incentives. There's nothing left. So I have to work for 21, 22, which is the Prop 22 money that we get, right?
Yeah.
Before expenses. And I'm going like, you take $5-6 an hour expenses. I'm at 15. I might as well go flip burgers. Why am I even doing
exactly?
It doesn't make any fucking sense. It's like, leave.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I'm going like, I mean, what is the risk of flipping burgers? You're going to get a couple of burns. I mean, that's about it.
Get a grease burn on your hand or some shit, man. That's about it.
Nobody's going to put a gun to your head or just to slash your throat while you're giving a chip or some shit. So, because look, man, rideshare in the US is at the point, seriously, where it really, when it started 12, 14 years ago. Uber's slogan was, put your side hustle on. This is a perfect side hustle now. You got a W-2, you can't make ends meet. Yeah, get out there and accept every chip, make a couple $100, and then, you know, you go home, and then whatever you do, you do. But to do it full-time now, it's just nonsense. Just absolute nonsense. Especially to do it full-time on the apps, it's 100% nonsense.
Because 40 hours a week is not going to cover nothing. You got to drive like 10, 12 hours a day just to make $200 a day. People used to work like 3-4 hours to make that. And I'm like, this is great. There's no quest, no challenges, no streaks. There's nothing out there. You're driving for just pennies on the dollar because you know these people are paying good money. Because if they ask you for a business card and you tell them what you're getting, they're going like, oh shit, I just paid $82 for this. You're getting $24, $32. Yeah, I just paid $82. I just showed a ride the other day showing somebody going all the way down to Queen Creek, all the way from Phoenix, all the way to Queen Creek for like $40. These people probably paid about $110 for that ride. That's a long, over an hour for $40. I'm like, come on, man.
Well,
that's like a ride all the way to Tucson.
I mean, that's just the hour part. What about the expenses, right? A lot of people
fuel,
don't even think they got just put gas in it and go. I'm like, no, man, it's not.
Man, you got fuel, tires. You're going to get window chips. You're going to get like paint chips all over your car flying down the highways out here. I mean, a lot of things happen. We're beating these cars up for pennies on a dollar. And like you said, somebody just asked about, the stocks, like, hey, teach us how to do stocks, Sergio. Teach us about the stock market.
I'll say it real quick. So just like Jeff is doing, I started my own finance channel. So for some of you or may know or may not know, I was on Wall Street
Let
for
me
30
pull it
years.
up real quick.
So I know that shit 10 times more than I know rideshare, and I know enough about rideshare. So I started a channel. It's under my name, Sergio Avidian. I talk about macroeconomics, economy, obviously. Most of the stuff you guys are experiencing, inflation and the effects of it, my trading. I share my trading account. You can follow me if you want to follow me. You don't want to follow me, don't follow me. But then you guys will learn quite a bit. It's especially if you start watching some of the shows, some of the episodes from the start. I did nothing but education for like a month and a half. I recommended books for you guys to read, how to learn trading stocks, options, futures, and all that good stuff, right? Because look, this is not for everyone. But the other thing I have done is I started something called Robinhood Small Account Challenge. Look, I have many accounts. My main trading account is at Charles Schwab. I trade that. That has nothing to do with what you guys are going to do. But what I have done is I started a Robinhood account just with $1,000. I funded it. I'm sure some of you have $1,000. Or you don't have to do it with $1,000. You can do it with $500, right? Start investing. start saving money. I actually sent Jeff something the other day. If you save from the age of 25, and some of you, I'm pretty sure there are 25 of you, 25-year-olds.
Was it $100 a week or something like that?
$100. No. Yeah, exactly. $100. No, not a week. $100 a month.
$100 a month. Okay.
No, well, I don't know. I sent you the text. I think it was $100 a week or $50 a week.
Yep.
I have
It was,
the text somewhere.
yeah, something like
Pull up
that.
the
Yep.
text. So from the age of 25 to the age of 65, yeah, it's $100 a week. If you put $100 a week in an investment account and do something called dollar cost averaging, which is called DCA, doesn't matter. At the same time of the week, every Monday, you buy $100 worth of S&P 500 ETF or index for yourself. By the time you go to get to be the age of 65, how much do you think that $100 drip is going to turn into with compounding? And the S&P 500 returns about 9 to 10% per year, including dividends. $1.25 million.
Yep, I
and then
saw
some
it.
of you are
I
going to
was
say,
like,
well, I'm too old. I'm too this. I'm too that. There is no old. There is no,
No.
age for investing. Please save $50 a week, $20 a week, $100 a week, whatever you can put away. Think of your retirement. Cars are going to break down. Your bodies are going to break down. Your mental, this is not a good mental thing to do to start with. Dealing with strangers and dealing with the threats and deactivation. Just save for your future. Save for your future. You could be old, you could be young, you could be middle-aged, whatever you are. I think that's what's lacking in the community completely, that there's no education, right? And then we all stuck in this hamster wheel. All we know is how to drive. I'm like, no, there's many things you guys can do. This is not the only thing you guys can do. Most of you are better than being drivers, and there's nothing wrong with being drivers, by the way. But how long can you do it? How long can your car last? How long does your body last? And I'm like, I'm all for education, information. So if you guys want to learn, I mean, I'm sharing my 30 years of experience on Wall Street with you guys for free. So all I know is learn.
Yeah, and I was gonna say there's a way that you can invest without investing in a particular stock. It's like an index. You can put money in indexes and like QQQ.
Absolutely.
Somebody was telling me about stuff like that. And if you look at the history of these indexes,
that's why I said, there's something called dollar cost averaging. All right. Dollar cost averaging, the short acronym for that is DCA. Okay. So let's say you're saving $50 a week. You're putting $50 away, open a Robinhood account, open a Schwab Ameritrade account. We're not trade, I'm not a hummingbird. I call them hummingbird. There are people who day trade, or they go trade meme stocks like GameStop last year. They make millions of dollars overnight. I mean, look, if you're lucky enough to do that, great. Go knock yourself out.
You got to be lucky with that. Yeah.
But 90% of them, 95, look, this is a game that 90% of people lose. They blow account after account after account. You can't learn this. You have to do it to learn it. And the lesson cost is you blow accounts right and left until you learn how to do it, because there are guys like me out there who's going to eat your breakfast and lunch, sitting here with a high frequency trading algorithmic formula that I'm going to absolutely demolish you before you even wake up. So you don't want to be against me when it comes to trading. What I'm saying to you is that, though, keep it simple, stupid method right there. By the way, when I talk about 3 Ps, Jeff, on our channel, the 3 Ps came from my stock trading. Those are my mentors that told me when I went to Wall Street the first week. I go, what are the 3 Ps? They go, patience. You don't have to trade every day. Find your best setup.
Don't look at it.
Don't even look at it. Find your best setups, trade those. Second P, position. Position size is important. If you have a $500 account and you go buy 5,000 shares of some shit, that 500 could go to zero literally in 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And the third one is planning. Have a goddamn plan. What is your plan?
Yep.
So at my age, I have long-term portfolios that I buy and hold things. I trade with certain amount of money. I even shared my Schwab trading account, literally dollar for dollar on the channel. And there's a lot of YouTube people out there. They go, oh, I made $1 million, I made 2 million, I made 5 million. Where are those people? They're, longevity is the key. But going back to dollar cost averaging, put $50 in a Robinhood account every week. At Monday, 7 a.m. every Monday, go buy the S&P 500 ETF. ETF is exchange traded funds. The symbol is SPY. period. That's all you have to do. You don't, that's not individual stock. That's nothing. So every Monday you do that. Okay. Market goes up. Like a month ago, market took a dump of 12%. That Monday, you would have bought it low. Next Monday, you buy it high. It doesn't matter. That's why it's called dollar cost averaging. If you look at an S&P 500 chart, going back to history, going back 100 years, okay? Yes, there has been recessions. Yes, there has been downs and this and that. But ultimately, overall, stocks return, in general, between 9 and 11% if you're in an index. Simple. And then there is something called rule of 72. All right, there's one is compounding. Number two, rule of 72. What's rule of 72? Whatever return you're getting in something, in real estate, in stock market, in exchange traded funds, you divide that into 72. Let's say you're getting 12%. 72 divided by 12 is 6. That means every 6 years, your money is going to double. On top of that, the compounding. Simple as that.
So every 6 years it does that?
Every 6 years, your money doubles.
72 months. I like that. I might have to try something with that.
Rule of, yeah, ETFs pay the dividend. Yeah. You reinvest your dividends. I mean, look, there are many ways to skin a cat. Don't get stuck in this hamster wheel. Please go watch some of the starting, videos. The other thing is, if you guys are interested, I do a live stream every Friday called Power Hour. It's about an hour and a half. It's from 10 a.m. Pacific at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. It's during market hours. I'm showing you guys my trading account. I don't know. I don't know what else I can do. And to me, I teach you guys how to short the market. When the market goes down, a lot of people lose money. I'm like, no, you don't have to. Actually, you make more money because the market goes up on the stairs and market takes the express elevator down. That's how it works.
Yep. We see that all the time, man. You ain't lying. We see it all.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about Lyft, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So do you guys know Lyft CEO David Risher? Let's not talk about the Darth Vader, because I like David because he comes on the show, we talk and shit like that. The other one is like whatever.
Yeah.
So David Risher, when he was hired last year, okay, there you go. There's your Lyft stock. By the way, Lyft announced layoffs and cutbacks. They're cutting their headcount to below 3,000 people now.
What?
More restructuring. So, that's the other thing. How many of you think Uber needs 33,000 people to operate Uber? Half the time the shit don't even work right.
Damn.
33,000 employees Uber has.
Damn. That's a lot of money on our backs they got to pay for. 33,000.
You guys know the numbers on that, by the way? The lowest paid Uber employee is about 120K.
I believe it. They're all engineers for the most part.
But no, the engineers. There's, by the way, out of 33,000,
even customer
I know
service
these numbers inside out. There are 7,000 engineers at Uber. 7,000. That's it. The rest are all doing something else, which I don't know what the hell they're doing. But on average, Jeff, the salary at Uber is about $220,000. If you have a calculator, go ahead, multiply
7,000 engineers.
20,000 times 33,000. You know how much that is? That's $7 billion a year.
Yep. That's crazy, man.
That's where the money goes. I mean, look, but that's Lyft for you guys. So David Risher, when he got first hired, he received RSUs. RSUs are something called restricted stock units, and they vest over a certain amount of time.
He just bought a ton of
David Risher got 12.25 million shares of Lyft at zero cost.
Yep, that's what they do.
So how much is that? That's $130 million just to show up to work.
Damn.
Now that's besides his salary. So to me, I think I can do the job for like 12 million instead of 120.
You can save about $100 million. Like I can save you $100 million.
I'm cheap. You can hire me for like 12
and with the extra savings, you can tell them exactly how to keep the industry going, to keep people from retaliating against the apps by doing cash rides. We will not retaliate if the money's there.
I mean, to be perfectly honest, guys, cash rides, you guys gotta do what you gotta do to survive. I'm not against it. I said it, I'll say it again. But the point is this: Uber did 2.8 billion with a B trips last 3 months.
Damn.
I don't think Uber really cares if you guys do cash trips or not. But
that's why I'm
the point
tripping
is
on
not
Vegas.
that.
I'm like,
The
why do
point
they
is
care?
not that. The point is survival. You guys got to survive. All power to you. Okay, Jeff, click on Max on Lyft. You're gonna see where it says Max.
Let's see. Max.
Yeah, up top, like where the go up. Yeah, there you go. Max right there next to 5-year. Lower.
Oh, right here, Max.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, you guys wouldn't understand how horrible of a fucking business rideshare is. That's the public.
Damn.
They
Look at, they used to be up at $64. They were up at almost $70.
Yeah.
And so they're down
That's
to
goes
11.
show you how
That's
horrible of a business rideshare is.
damn. Yeah. I mean, their opening was what? Almost $80 in 2019. So they opened at almost $80.
It became public at 72. Yeah.
Damn. Damn.
So
that's crazy.
okay, here's the other thing. Let's talk about stocks, right? So if you bought an IPO or if you bought Lyft at any time, unless you bought it last month when it dropped to $9, $9.50, you'll be a loser. So here's one of the things I teach. There's something called, I have my mentors on Wall Street. I never forget from 30 years ago, all the shit that they taught me. One, never catch a falling knife. This is a falling knife. You don't just say, oh, now it used to be 80, now it's 11. Let me go buy some. No, it's going to be 11 for the next fucking 10 years. So who gives a shit?
Exactly. Until they figure out the value
you
of
have a company like NVIDIA that goes from $3 a share to $1,200 a share in 2 years.
No,
right?
No, it didn't.
Okay, go ahead, put NVIDIA chart up there. Go ahead, put NVIDIA.
No, it didn't. NVIDIA went. No. Hold up for a second.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
You're lying.
Okay, go put Max.
It's $106 max.
Okay, go and put Max.
Holy shit. They started out at 40 cents They were at 4 cents in 1999. 4 cents. 4 cents. They went up 265,000%. That's unreal. You're lying.
Okay, let's not go
they went
there.
up
Jeff,
265,000%.
Let's not go back that far. Let's not go back that far. You see where it says 2014
5
on the
years.
bottom there? Yeah, okay, let's go there.
Okay, let me go back to Max. 2014.
How much? Go to 2016. Go halfway there.
40 cents.
Okay, no, go further right. Keep going. Okay, right about there somewhere. 2000. What is that? 2016.
Okay,
right?
$1, $1.14, $1.02, $1.43.
Okay, all right. So in 8 years ago, NVIDIA was $1.43. Today is 110.
274 in December 2016. $2.74.
There you go.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So
there are stocks like that,
bro. This is great. Imagine I could have bought like 1,000 of those shares at $3. I could have bought I could have had about man.
See, this is about investing, right? I mean, let your money work for you. You don't have to buy $50,000. Buy $50.
Would that be $1 million? No, it'd be $106,000 I'd have. If I bought 1,000 shares for $3,000, that's crazy. I don't know, man. That's a lot of money. That's $103,000 profit on each. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Let's click on the put symbol called SERV.
SERV.
No, there is still opportunity. See, this is why you guys are missing. This is not about we could have, we should have, we could have. Okay, click on that one. Okay, so click on Max. Well, that is probably Max, but click on Max, yeah. Okay, so you guys see where that is? $2.
So
right
just
there,
last Friday.
Okay, no. The July 12th.
That was July of this year.
You guys can go watch on my channel. I banged the table on this. Okay, this is Serve Robotics. These are the bug-eyed little robots that do food delivery in LA. I interviewed the CEO on our channel, Ali Kashani. I had Serve Robotics coming out of my ass, so much of it. Okay, and then where did it go in about a week and a half or 2 weeks?
It went from $229, $13.22. It went from $229 on Friday the 12th to the 26th, 14 days later, $13. So you telling me in 2 weeks it jumped almost $11 a share? If you would have bought 1,000, you'd have made $11,000 in 2 weeks. You would have
Yeah,
spent
and the high was,
$2,000.
by the way, that's the closing price. The high was 24.
14 on, yeah, that's
Right?
crazy.
So if you guys
So,
go watch
yeah.
the channel, I said this to everybody for a month
I would have
straight. I
made
go, you
like
guys should buy some of this. You guys should buy
$24,000.
some of this. So if you was, there you go.
I would have made like
Joby,
24,000 bucks. Buy 1,000
look,
shares and just hope and pray. Man.
No, there's no hope and pray. I mean, you can look, the key is reading the tea leaves correctly, right? So what happens is that if you have experience, you can read the tea leaves correctly and make some smart assumptions. Joby is the autonomous electric or whatever hovercraft or now the drones or whatever. It's all right. I mean, it's a horrible business model, but it's okay. I mean, I'm not against it. Will they be successful? These are the flying.
Let's see what Max says.
Autonomous vehicles. So it's okay. There are so many better stocks out there than getting stuck with these.
Oh, what? The flying autonomous vehicles?
I mean, you guys may be against Uber. You guys may
an electric
we're all
vertical
against
takeoff
Uber.
and landing aircraft. Holy shit.
So 20 when Upfront Fair started,
so
right?
it's an electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft.
Yeah. It's called an EVOL or ETOL or whatever the heck it is, right? But let's not go too far. Let's look at Uber.
All right, let's see some. Let's go.
You guys are not. I mean, we're all enemies, obviously, with Uber. But Upfront Fair started.
Look at this, man.
Okay.
And tell me about this, because you explained something to me about this, about the dip. You see, I go 71 at 450, and it drops to 510 at 5. Then it goes back up. What did you tell me about that? Why does it do that? Because you said there's no volume or something that changes.
That's a glitch. Those don't
every
happen.
single night though, man.
Yeah, every single night.
It's like a 30-minute glitch every night.
Yeah, the other thing is they have dark pools that people trade in, and they stick the trade in there. Those things are not happening. But let's do this. Let's just make common sense out of all of this. When did Upfront Fair start? When did Upfront Fair start?
Like 2 summers ago or last summer or something like that.
Exactly, 2 years ago.
Last summer, because
like middle of 2022, late 2022, right?
Okay,
right?
Down here.
Okay.
Yep, right down here.
Yeah. So I remember it like yesterday, and I still do it. I do consulting calls with a bunch of analysts. Upfront Fairs came to LA. I drove with it for 10 days. I figured out exactly what it was, and I told the analysts, I go, buy every fucking share you can, because if this is the way they're going to make money. They can't make money.
It's a ripoff. Yeah, it's a ripoff to drivers.
So if you all were like driving with it instead of complaining, if you just bought fucking Uber at $23 a share, you would have tripled your money. So this is not like sleeping with the enemy. You're
right. You're right, but I'm like $23 a share versus converting these rides. But you're right though, because every share you would have bought at $21, it was at 21, and now it's at 71. So you'd have made $50 per share. If you bought 1,000 shares, you'd be sitting at $50,000. But at $21, I mean, you can only buy like maybe 550 shares. I buy 50 shares. I'd buy 50. So you'd be at $2,500 up right now.
See,
you'd be at 2,500 up.
I mean, look, all I'm saying to you guys is that the stock market is not for everyone. Okay, here's my parting words to you all. Do not be stock jockeys. Do not watch YouTube and watch all these people saying that, I'm a day trader. I made so much money today, blah, blah, blah. And they all go disappear.
I don't believe in day trading, man. That's scary.
You're right. So that day trading is the biggest form of gambling. It's right, because it's instant gratification. You just do something and then you either make money or lose money.
Day traders commit suicide.
I've done all kinds of trading. I'm like more of a swing trader or a position trader. But and my point to you is, don't be a hummingbird. Don't be a stock jockey. Okay, like how jockeys are at the races. Same jockey gets on and off 9 horses in one fucking day.
Yeah.
And some of them are donkeys and some of them are good runners. How the fuck do you know which one is the good one? Maybe that horse didn't take a shit that day and it's not going to run well. I don't know. So that's like day trading. That's like day trading.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, what donkey you gonna ride today?
Like some shit happens, and then like I talked about the Japanese yen carry trade, which nobody understands. That's why the market crashed, right? and it's all
Yeah,
there.
they have 0%. They got 0% interest or something like that.
Yeah, they got them. So the people don't, and then market tanks 12%. People all blow accounts right and left. Then they go like, "Oh, wait a minute. Why did I blow my account?" I'm like, "Yeah, because dumb shit. You don't know what the hell is going on." So the key is, don't day trade. don't do any of this bullshit that you listen to. Just dollar cost average. Invest for your future. There is another life outside driving.
Yeah,
Driving,
exactly. You're right.
Driving is
You're
bullshit.
right.
Driving is
Yeah.
bullshit.
Yeah,
There you
and
go.
that's the thing, man. Because all it's gonna take is for you to be dealing with somebody who's gonna blow a red light by mistake. Because around the corner from my house, there's accidents all the time on 40. Anybody in Phoenix knows 48th and Southern, there's accidents every day on that street. I don't even go that way if I don't have to.
Nope.
Because people they blow through that fucking light. It's too much activity. People blow through that light all the time. That's all it's gonna take. When you could be sitting in the house making money, eating popcorn.
All
and
I'm
shit.
saying to you guys is that 90% of day traders, 90% lose money. So if you're blessed enough and good enough, see, you guys kind of think math. 90% are losing. 10% is making what the 90% is losing.
Yes, exactly.
So if you can get into 10%,
and that's what Tom says. 90% of people who trade are losers.
Yeah.
That's what Tom keeps saying. Hey, 90% of people that trade are losers. Is that 10% that are smart enough to have the patience to say, wait this out, just kind of kick back and relax. It's like, man.
And that's what you do. Like and I do put out stocks recommendations. Again, it's not financial advice because YouTube doesn't like shit like that. But I tell you guys what I'm doing. I mean, look, you follow me.
That's
Follow me. You don't want to follow me? Don't follow me. I don't care.
That's what I'm saying, man. Transparency is like when you got it on the screen and you showing people exactly what you're doing. I mean, you're not bullshitting them. You're telling them these are the moves that I'm making. I'm not going to tell you shit that I'm not going to do because I'm doing them right on the screen. And that's cool, man. I like you doing that.
I don't know what else to say. But look, my goal is, I like this thing called effective altruism, right?
Yeah.
You're just fucking paying it forward. You're doing some good. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And to me, education is missing. Financial education is missing. Your true financial freedom is not going to be doing friends and family trips. It's going to get a trade, learn something and do something. Yeah. In the meantime, do your shit and then get your cash flow going. But invest.
Yeah.
Always think of investing. Always think of doing different things that is going to bring you extra income as opposed to just drive. It's dangerous to start with.
Yeah, shit. I got a big ass F-150 in my driveway right now. I parked there last night because I got to take the transmission out. But that's how I make some of my extra money. I rebuild transmissions and I don't have to leave my house. My trucks will just be sitting outside and I'm off the road. I'm running and getting parts. That's it. But it's like you got to have a trade. My trade happens to be a mechanic. You can be a painter. You can do landscaping. You got to find some trade to generate income because rideshare, I'm telling you, man, this shit's dead. I believe it's dead. And they're going to only make it harder.
I went out the other night and I drove. Saturday night, I was like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
Honestly,
hey, you don't want to leave the house. You don't want to get out of bed like, fuck, I got to drive today. Shit. Because you're going to fight these apps. You know it's a fight, man. You know it's going to be a fight. You know it before you even turn the apps on.
In California, especially in California, Jeff, the algo has everything pegged at Prop 22 level. By the way, now actually, after years, I understand why they called it Prop 22. Because it fucking pays $42 an hour gross. That's why.
Got you, bitches.
And they did this 4 years ago. I'm going like now. I go like,
Prop 22 with a dollar sign in front of it. Prop 22. They did it. They got you.
Time to wake up. Take $100 of that. Open a Robinhood account. Start dollar cost averaging into the S&P 500. There you go.
Telling you, brother. Get it, man. Get it. Because I mean, and we all got to start at some point. We all got to start. Because like I said, even with money sitting in the safe, you're not making money on that money. It's just sitting in the fucking safe. Look, you're not going to make anything on it.
I talk a lot about macroeconomics. I talk a lot about economy. I talk about the Fed. I cuss the Fed out as much as I cuss Uber out. I know what the fuck they're doing. I know how the rich are getting richer. I talk all about that shit. However, inflation, unlike the lying scumbag government says, oh, it's 2.8%. I'm like, asshole.
Shit.
That's without
that's just through the roof.
Food and energy. Who doesn't eat and who doesn't fucking buy gas? I mean, and then they go, oh, what? They changed the basket. Do you know what's in the inflation basket, Jeff?
All that rent, everything, man. Housing costs.
No. Computer chips, airplane parts, and shit like that. How many of those do you buy every day?
Shit,
that's
none.
Inflation. That's inflation.
I don't buy a computer chip. Shit, I don't buy.
That's
Man.
That's why they go, it's 2.8%. No. So what Jeff is saying, like even if you have your money in a CD, short-term rates are 4 or 5%. You're still losing money by it because there's a nominal return. Inflation in this country runs at 6-7% a year. Screw the government. Government's lying to you all. It's about 6 or 7%. So $100 bill you had 6 years ago is 36% less because you all can do the Costco test. 10 years ago, if you went to Costco with $100, you would have walked out with 12 items. Go ahead and walk to Costco with $100 today. You'll walk out with 6 items. There's your inflation right there.
Yeah. Shit, eggs is too much, man. I can't even mess with eggs no more. I used to buy the 60 count. Now I got to look at the price. I never had to look at the price. I remember buying 60 count of eggs for like $7.90. 60 count. This shit's like $14 now.
Yeah.
I walk in the store. I'm like, how in the fuck? I'm like, how are the same eggs from the same chickens like twice the price now? Shit's crazy,
now,
man.
Compare that now to what Uber and Lyft have done as far as driver pay. Just on maintenance, car maintenance inflation in the last 5 years have been, according to the government, which I think is way too low, is 38%. 38%. So just to keep pace with that, our income should have gone up 38%. That's it.
Exactly. They'll give you a 10% turbo on a reduced rate. They reduce your fare
anyway. It doesn't make any difference.
They reduce your fare and then give you a 10% turbo to make up for the reduction. I'm like, dude, it's just hilarious. I'm like, it's the same price.
That's all bullshit. That's all hocus pocus, man. That's bullshit.
Man, anyway, I can't even mess with it, man.
So please, look out for your future. True financial freedom, right, is not by somebody else's doing. It's by your doing.
Yeah.
What you do for yourself. Jeff ain't gonna save your ass. I'm not gonna save your ass. We do the fucking bullshit on YouTube or whatever, but there is also reality out there. And everybody needs a reality check at some point. And I believe that all of you here and whoever watches us are better than just being able to be stuck in a hamster wheel. Okay. You guys have talent. You guys have other things you can do. Don't get stuck in this bullshit. And rideshare becomes so boring anyway. It's just boring. I mean, it's just, what is that? It's just
converting is fun, but rideshare alone is boring because you're fighting the whole time, man. You're just fighting. You're fighting poverty every day. You're fighting poverty.
Exactly. And you're upset, and you just mental attitude is shit, and physically it's a horrible thing to do. You're sitting in your car for 10 hours. Look, just use it towards your plan B. And there are many plan Bs for many of you. It doesn't have to be just driving. Driving is fine. For now, it's fine. Get your cash flow, save your money, create a rainy day fund, start, open a Roth IRA, do some retirement investing, because none of the rideshare drivers that I talk to are doing it. So they're just living from instant pay to instant pay. And I'm going like, this is not a way to live. The pressure of that mentally is just all fucked up.
And I'm gonna tell you real shit. The game that you're giving everybody right now, this game could be used during converting cash rides. If you tell your people, hey, listen, we don't get any benefits or anything else, we're forced to invest, our money to create our own retirement structure. So instead of me getting 14 for the ride and you paying 50, how about we do this ride for 35? Because I need a little bit to invest, for my own retirement, because I'm barely making money to make it by. You can use this game to talk to riders, and they'll say, damn. So I'm giving all this money to the elites, and you're not even getting retirement, and you doing all the work. But if I just pay you, $15 less than what I'm paying, you get more. You can invest in your own retirement. Yeah, we're investing in our own retirement account. This is free game right here. Community helping community, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, look, you guys are better than this. You just need to have the trust within you that, I can do this. And, once in a while, you got to jump in the deep end of the pool. I mean, you
got to. Don't even put your foot in.
If you don't, you're just never going to get anywhere, right? And you guys say all these rich people. I know it's not a good comparison, but look at the rich people around the world, right? From Jeff Bezos to molester Bill Gates to fucking Warren Buffett to all these. How did they do that?
Elon
How did
Musk.
they do that?
Shit.
It's all about stocks, right? They created companies. Yes, they're slave drivers, but they created these companies. And it's all about that. And you can,
Yeah.
all I'm saying, even with one single share, you can participate in the success of these companies. And, you know, pounding them is fine, you know, whatever. You know, their corporate culture is this, that, but that's not the issue. The issue is making money. You know, you can and FYI, what I do with my $100,000 account is the same thing I do with my $1,000 Robinhood account. By the way, my Robinhood account, I can't do many of the things I can do in my actual account. I'm at $3,000. I started with $1,000. It's every week I post it on my channel. So there's no hocus pocus there whatsoever. It's up 200% in less than 3 months. I'm like, that's $2,000 I didn't have. I'm like, hey, maybe by the end of the year it will be $5,000. I don't know.
And it's a value. It's a value. And if you know that your value is worth something, your intellect is worth something, put your money where your mouth is. Be like, listen, I know I'm gonna make this move right now, and you're worth 1,000 now. In a month, that 1,000 is now worth 3,000 or 4,000 for some moves you made. You can cash out and start over back at 1,000 again. That's an extra $2 grand. And you'd be like, damn, I just made $2 grand.
That's exactly what I do with my actual trading account. You know, I start with the same amount on the 1st of January. Whatever I have is whatever I can afford to lose. And you guys can go watch the video. It's there. Well, I start with 50K. And then as of last month, I was at 152K. I'm not trying to blow, flex, do this, any of that, because there is a way of doing that. So if that account is up 200%, mirroring my small account is also up 200%. So percentage is the same. Percentage is the same. The amounts are different, but so you start with $1. If you have 3, it's 200%. There's no ifs and buts about it. You start with 500.
And that's all you're doing is margins, man. You're just doing margins. You're just doing margins at that point. So, man, I'm telling you, man.
Percentages. So all I'm saying is, you know, Jeff is doing a good job here. Seriously, build a community of drivers who want to believe in themselves. But I'm going to take it one step further than what Jeff is doing.
And get everybody
is fine for now. This is not a lifelong thing. This is not a career.
Oh no, we can't do cash rides forever, because even me and Jamil talk about it. We talk about, you know, doing rides, but buying other cars to get younger generations who might want to get involved. Because I'm like, dude, we're too old for this. Our bodies can't take this forever. So I mean, if we bought a big chauffeur van or a charter van, we can get a younger person to drive that, because we can't do it, but we can actually make money that works for us. And this is, you know, the next level of ride share. It's like you go from ride service to ride worth and ride value. You start trading, you know, the money you make in ride share to work for you now. There's a way to do it. There's a way to do it.
There's always a way to do it. Don't quit. And somebody said, what is my cancellation rate? My cancellation rate is very low, actually, because I do not accept unless if I accept, I'm doing that trip. Now you can ask me about my acceptance rate. That's a different story. So.
He ain't no pigeon.
I know it's like low single digits actually at the moment.
He's like, man.
But look, I'm telling you, the other night I went out. Seriously, I was like, okay, let me do it. Nobody's home. Kids went somewhere. My wife went somewhere. I'm like, okay, I'm bored. Let me just go do some trips, bro. After the 6th ping, I was so depressed that I was like, what am I doing here, man? Like, what's the point of this? And then I
look in the mirror and ask yourself.
I did one single trip for like $3 because it was like picking up literally where my car was and going like 1/4 of a mile. And then everything else they threw at me, like 38 minutes for $12, 32 minutes for $8. I'm
crazy.
I just
can't. And I tell people, man, that's why we sit at the gas station, because we don't even turn our phones on. It's depressing. It's depressing. We just sit at the gas station and talk to each other. And I'm like, we'll sit at the
I did that a few months ago. I accepted everything on Uber, and then I did it on Lyft. I grossed 21.5 before expenses. That's what happened when I accepted everything.
See, because they got you set at that, like you said, Prop 22. They got you set at $22 an hour. You're not going to,
every offer that comes in is at 22. Everything is pegged at 22. Like,
man.
You know, it used to surge. It used to be beautiful. Now it's all just gray clouds of doom. And it's like, what are we doing here, man? It's like, what's the point? You know?
I'll sit at the gas station, sitting at the chairs, and it'll be like midnight. And I'm just like,
Seattle, Washington, Robin. So
in Seattle, that's it. Yeah, and I'll be sitting in the chairs like, Washington State and Seattle, they're giving retirement 10 of their drive. That's crazy. They get a retirement plan, but we don't.
Oh,
and we're all doing the same level of work.
They have the highest rates. They have $1.65 a mile and 60 cents a minute.
Man.
60 cents a minute is just $36 right there.
Yeah, just sitting around for an hour. You can sit and wait for somebody an hour. You get $36.
No,
Not going nowhere.
That's for active time. It's not for sitting around. But that's
still,
why Washington State has acceptance rates of 90% plus. Because why would you decline a trip?
Exactly. And like that trip I put online the other day, that was an hour and something for like over 40 minutes. You'll be getting money for the 40 something miles. Then you get money for that hour. You'll be making about $90 for that ride. And that's exactly what that ride should have been, about $90 for the distance and time. But yet they were paying like 42.
Trading cannot be taught. I agree. You have to, look, first of all, education is key. Seriously, I recommended 4 books, my favorite books that I've read. 2 about technical trading, 2 about trading options. They're cheap on Amazon, $10-12. It's an investment in your future. I have no affiliation, no links, no nothing. Go buy the books, read the books, highlight the books, start understanding, start learning, do some paper trading. You don't have to put your money, but then at some point, it's like a NASCAR. You got to get your car and get in the race, and you're going to hit a couple of walls for sure. Then what you have to understand though is that that's the way it's going to be. But then if I can help you with 30 years of my experience and stop you from catching falling knives and all that shit that people do,
I've taken some serious bumps. I'm taking some serious bumps in trade, but I've came up pretty good too, though. I think I'm up for the most part. I'm up, but I've taken some serious hits where I'll buy some and they'll do a reverse stock split, and I'm like,
you don't want that. You don't want that,
bro. I got 2 stocks that did that to me. I got 2 stocks that did that to me. The stock is worth like 100. The stock value that on my end is like $136, but it's trading for like $7.
You don't want to. Yeah, you want regular stock splits, not reverse stock splits.
Man, I got 2 reverse stock splits on my account, and it's to the point where I'm so upset. I don't even want to sell it. It's like I don't even look at it. It's so disgusting. It's just so disgusting.
Yeah. Well, that's part of a lot of people do what Jeff did. They all start as traders or day traders or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then they become long-term investors. We call them bag holders. They hold the bag.
That's what I'm doing right now.
I mean, look, if 90% is losing,
I'm in that. I'm getting my ass handed to me with that. I'm like, man, forget that shit, man. It's like I don't even look at it. And I tell people, looking at your stocks is like looking at your weight every day on the scale. Don't do it. If you do something, just don't even, because it's gonna just all you're gonna see is peaks and valleys, and it's gonna make you anxious all day. You're gonna be opening up your app all day. Don't even do it. It's like, no. Have a plan. If you got a plan, you shouldn't have to look at your stock.
Can you put that one up? Can you put time to wake up? I wonder what boss man.
Oh.
Okay. Seriously, let's talk about Harry for a minute here.
Let's see about talk about Mr. Harry. Let's go.
Harry, honestly, okay, so it's his platform, number one. Okay. I mean, I was not a YouTube guy. It's like I used to write for them for years, for like 3-4 years. I love writing, so I was like would do it for the blog.
Yeah.
And one day we talk here and there, and I said, like, not too many people are doing live streams. Maybe we should do live stream. So he goes like, yeah, go for it, whatever. So one thing about Harry is that Harry has like a horrible perception out there, but because he's a dickhead, that's why he comes off that way. It's like,
hey, but I tell most executives are though. Most execs are. I tell people I'm an asshole when I do it. Yeah.
But here's the deal. Even with Harry, right, the channel has doubled in subs in 2 years. It went from 100,000. We're about to hit 100,000. Okay. Why? Because look, we talk the shit. We make some sense. It's not all bad. I mean, obviously, it's not all great. It's not all
you give the whole truth, though. You give the whole truth.
But, there are some people who enjoy doing rideshare and they're doing it and they're making some money. And there are some people who are just miserable. I mean, look, you can. By the way, you can all delete the apps. Nobody's putting a gun to your head.
Or use them to get cash rides. Yeah.
Just don't delete the apps. Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of people say that. Look, I appreciate him because it's his platform.
Yeah.
Look, man, Harry's a smart guy. Harry made all his money the first 3 years of Uber and Lyft. Honestly, the rideshare guy, as big as it is now, it barely breaks even. No joke. And I know the books. I'm telling you guys.
Yeah.
I wouldn't bullshit it. And But Harry has just, it's got this clean cut fucking, the executive corporate shill look or whatever. I'm going like, what the fuck are you saying, Harry? I mean, look at these people.
Exactly. I know. But see, and he appeals to a certain, demographic. He does appeal to a certain demographic because he is clean cut. Just like I may appeal to a certain demographic and not another.
But look, okay, our crowds are maybe a little negative side. Okay, they hate the companies or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But truly, if Uber has 4 million drivers in the US, okay, and Lyft has another million, so let's say cross-platform 4 million. 4 million people are doing this. There are actually people who are truly enjoying doing rideshare, accepting everything, doing this, doing that.
A lot of new drivers, a lot of new drivers out there.
Look, there are people who enjoy doing rideshare, and it's okay for them to make $20 an hour. So you guys need to have tolerance for those people. Like I interviewed these people. The guy has 100% acceptance.
We call them pigeons. We just call them pigeons because they don't understand the game yet. Yeah, they don't.
No problem. No problem. No problem. All I'm saying is accept the way other people are, and all you have to do is do what you do, what's best for you. Screw everything else. Who cares?
And that's the thing. We got a lot of new drivers out there who looking for certain information that's not kind of like ours. They want to know how to use the apps because they've heard so much about the apps. They want to know, how do I use this app? We don't really say how to use the apps. We say how to get around the way the apps are being used. So you've got different demographics looking for different information. Somebody has to still put out information on how to use the apps because there are people looking for it. Real talk. There are people who just left their W-2. Man, how do I use Uber? How do I make? And they will have high ARs. They will not understand how to do it. They'll get burned out, and then they'll come to our side maybe a year down the road and go, okay, man, I've done this for a year. I'm going downhill. Oh, I could do cash routes. Oh, I could do this. I could do. There's so many different drivers out there.
All I know is that if you're going to do this for, let's say 10 hours a week on the weekends, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You have to accept everything. Your wheels are turning. You're making money. I mean, that's it. You're going to make a couple $100 and go home, and you're happy with that. So you can't, criticize that guy. I mean,
because you got to understand, some of these people come from, $15 an hour jobs, working 8 hours a day. They come from that. They're coming from $120 they make, before taxes. That's what they make at their job. So to them to make $200 on a screen in 10, 12 hours is crazy. And they go, oh shit, I'm at $220. To them, it's crazy. We're so experienced. We're like 220. We could do that in like 1 or 2 rides. But
I know,
somebody has to start somewhere. They have to start somewhere.
If you have a W-2, okay, if you have a W-2, and obviously with inflation, none of the W-2s are what they used to be. W-2s are not what they used to be either, right? So, and it's not enough. You have a gap in your budget, right? What's the easiest way to fucking earn a couple $100 a week? Rideshare.
Gig work. Yeah, go deliver some burgers for a couple hours, and it's like, damn. Because I used to deliver Chinese food. I got videos showing me Chinese food was paying me $30 for like 15 minutes. I was killing the game with Chinese food. And I would tell everybody, if you do delivery, do Chinese, go by Chinese restaurants, you get the pings at the Chinese restaurant. I would tell people that in my videos because that's what I would not do. No McDonald's, no fast food. Just go near a Chinese restaurant and just sit, hang out. Bing, China Garden, be like, hey, let's go. I would do that shit, man.
James says, I swear Sergio works for Uber. No, I actually had a chance to work for Uber, but I declined it kindly. So what makes you say that, James?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, no. Sergio always talks about if Uber would hire me, if Lyft would hire me, I would turn that shit around.
I just dropped an article today that is absolutely going to get Uber hammered by the FTC. I'm not sure how that works, but
exactly. It's like you wouldn't talk about your employer like that if that was your. People just keep it real. People just.
I mean, I talk to Uber every week. I have meetings with Uber every week. I have meetings with Lyft every week. I'm not going to deny it. I say it on our channel. I do it all the time, and it's a good thing to have because that's. You guys may not think shit's happening, but shit's happening. Like we got drivers a lot of money over the last year and a half or two. And some of them listen, some of them don't listen. Some shit gets done, some shit don't get done. But all I know is this relationship I have with the companies and the relationship I have with the drivers is a really difficult line to walk, right? I don't want to piss one side off. I don't want to piss the other side off because I'm getting things done. Not for friends and family shit, but you're
one of the only YouTubers. Yeah, you one of the only YouTubers that even use the word balance because you used to tell me all the time, Jeff, keep your information balanced. Nobody else talks about a balance. You're one of the only ones that say balance, and everybody, we just do what we do. We're in a fight. And you're like, Jeff, you know, balance. Just look for some balance in what you're telling people. A little balance. And I think of that sometimes. I take that to heart, and I say, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. Then I'm gonna try to balance it out so I don't sound like I'm hammering the apps. So I stop talking about the apps a lot, and I'll talking more about the drivers and what we can do to be better at drivers. I don't even hammer on the apps because it's almost like it's too out of balance to keep beating up on them all the time. We can use that time to help educate each other. So I balance it out. I think I balance it out. I mean, I know the apps are up to. We know what they're doing.
I mean, look, there is the Thorsten who's like 99.999% negative, right? At least you're putting some shit that different educational shit, like the different topics, right? Because rideshare is boring, seriously. And you know, different like the more perfect union stuff. You talk about, you talk about inflation, you talk about government, you talk about politics. I mean, like these are the things you guys should be talking about.
Yeah.
So
we run through the stocks,
man. Can you put his comment up?
Which one is that one?
I had the one from like 3 from
this one.
Okay, Sergio, it is okay. I absolutely same message on RSG. Come watch the live stream. Every show I say it. Go watch some of the videos. I did a video with the orange screen on it. It's just time for a reality check. It got
and Chris even says, I think I watched one of your last few live streams, and I heard Chris saying, because I was listening in the kitchen, and I even heard him saying, he was like, man, he's like, dude, the shit going on in these apps right now.
Honest question, I don't watch anymore. He goes, okay, well, if you were watching, you would know. I've been saying this for like a year. Rideshare is dead. Go find something else to do. I say it all the time. We're not supposed to say shit like that on a rideshare channel, right? But it's reality, and every one of you have to look in the mirror and have a reality check with yourself. Period. I mean, that's it. I can't. Look, we're all adults. We make our own decisions. I don't know what else to say.
And that's why I tell people, I know I say a lot of shit on this channel. Who's a Jeff, you got to stop saying this and stop saying. I say drivers are adults. I can say what I want. They're going to make a choice on what they feel is good. Jeff, you're going to get somebody in trouble. Like, no, they're going to get themselves in trouble. I show y'all what I do. I've been doing it for the longest. And if somebody chooses to do it, then cool, they follow. Say, hey, I'm going to do that too. They make a ton of money. Nobody wants to give, credit to people who are successful. They just waiting on your downfall and your failure. They love to talk about the failure, but they don't want to talk about the success. Even if it's for a week, we had a successful week. It was a great weekend. They don't want to talk about the great weekend. They want to talk about, well, one day you're going to total your car. I ain't worried about that. We just had a great weekend. Can we just sit and enjoy that for right now?
Exactly. Positivity is definitely missing. Negativity is definitely, I mean, look, we put positive, it's given. We put positive videos out. It gets no views. We put negative videos, I guess like 50,000 views. Man, I get it. But the point is not, but there is reality out there. There are millions of people doing this. Okay.
Yeah.
And they're doing it the right way, the wrong way, whatever their reasons are. They're all adults, right? And then there are some people who are enjoying doing it. And I'm like, all power to you, man. Knock yourself out.
I'm telling you, man.
You have a voice. You have a voice on the channel, and you have, the negativity has a voice on the channel. And I think that balance is why the channel grows, right? There are people who love rideshare, and I say good shit. When good shit happens, I say it's good. I mean, I'm not going to say, oh, it's horrible. No.
Yeah, exactly. It's like if it's something fucked up, then we're gonna speak. Especially over here, we speak about it because I let people know, if you don't control your own purse, control your own money, use your own merchant accounts, you're giving your money to somebody who we don't even trust to begin with. And that's just the truth. You're giving your money to people we already don't trust. They have to develop trust with us as drivers to say, we're going to really give you your tips. We're really going to pay you the upfront fare that's there and not shave $4 off of it because you stopped a block ahead because the driver said, hey, drop me off right here. And now you shave off $4 off the. I mean, we keep it 100 over here. And I'm glad when I see channels really pointing it out and showing, like, you guys show a lot of screenshots about that, which I appreciate. You show the reality.
We get the drivers are our eyes and ears, right? So I get thousands of emails, and then we pick him and we talk about it. And to maybe their credit, Uber and Lyft, they watch. I know this for a fact. They watch every single week. And then, we have the meeting and they go like, why'd you say this? And why'd you say that? I go, asshole, this is happening. If it's happening to 2 drivers, it's happening to 22,000 drivers. Why are you guys doing this?
They're just not speaking about it.
And then it stops. Or sometimes look, all I know is I think just being negative is bad. It's a bad thing. Like if you're going to trade, and when you go into the trade and the first second you buy something and go, oh shit, I'm going to lose. I mean, you're going to lose. Your attitude, your
energy carried you that way.
Exactly.
Like target fixation, target fixation. If you keep saying you're gonna lose, eventually you will lose. They see, I told you I was gonna lose.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
you was fixated
And then,
on
and
it.
then you go, it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. I'm going to lose. I'm
Yeah.
like, well, you fucking say it. You believed you were going to lose, so you lost.
Yep. And that's why I
mean,
tell people, man, I'm like, push your business, talk to people about your business, let them know what you're trying to do, what you're trying to build. You can always get insurance. Talk to your insurance agent. Always get the level of insurance you want to get, livery, commercial. You can get whatever you want. Everything's on the table for you to do this. Uber has showed you how to do it. They got apps on Fiverr. People will build you an app for $300 on Fiverr. If you really want to get an app built for yourself, go to Fiverr. Give all the people your app, say, hey, you can schedule me through this app that I have built on Fiverr. You can do this, man. And it's not a lot of people out there that understand that this information even exists because they're so focused on the negativity of what's going on around us and not saying, what's the solution? A lot of solutions out there, but you got to look at the solution, man.
And the important thing is important. Okay, I want one more comment. I got to run. I have 5 minutes. Sergio, you're cool, man, but you can't be shaking. Absolutely, I can't be shaking hands with the problem. Because that's how you fucking teach them that there is a fucking problem. Because you think they're listening to you?
No.
They're listening to me. I guarantee you they are. If you guys knew quarter of what goes on, then I mean, if I don't shake hands with these people, no shit is going to get done. You're not going to get the EV credit money,
man. You got to sit at the table.
You're not going to get the Prop 22 money. You're not going to get the EV credit money. You're not going to get the Uber Pro money that they didn't pay you. I mean, seriously. Otherwise,
part of negotiation is sitting at the table with people you don't like. That's part of negotiation. When you go to a court of law, you got defendants sitting down with plaintiffs at the table in mediation. The judge will send you to the room. When you first walk in the courtroom, there's 2 rooms to each side. The judge will send y'all in there to see if you can work it out before you present it to him. So you got to sit with the people who are against you before you bring it to the judge in front of you. I've been in court a lot of times, and that's what they do. Say, hey, can you do me a favor? See if you guys can walk out there, work out your differences out there. So I got to sit across from the people who've been lying on me, arguing with me for the past 2 months. I got to talk to these people. And when we get up and we shake on a deal, it's a deal. The attorneys hurry up, write it up. We walk out, we present to the judge. The judge don't even have to say nothing. So a lot of times you got to deal with your enemy, man.
Keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer. That's what you
exactly. And the judges make sure you do that shit. They'll sit you in that little room like, hey, go out there and talk before you bring this to me. Because I want to make sure that I don't even have and the judge will tell you there's room for you guys to resolve this, but I want to know if you can resolve it. And as soon as you come back, you're like, yeah, this is what we agreed to. It was like, man.
Yeah. They read my angry tweets. Yeah, they read every single tweet, actually. They do. They read pretty much all of it. And then I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, one more.
All right, so you got a Twitter too, right? Okay, let's see.
What about when will I stop the weekly Uber Lyft meeting since you see what's been going? Why would I stop it? I mean, seriously, you guys would give your your left hand
to the camp, man.
If you have Dara's text, to cell phone, would you guys delete it or keep it? I'm not sure. Keep it. I'm like. I actually this would be it. This would be it, right?
Yeah.
Honestly, this is what they're missing, and they're not getting it. Oh yes, you can play both sides, Robin. You 100% need to play both sides. Look what happened in Israel and Gaza when they didn't play both sides. Look what's happening there. Okay, but here's the deal. It's not about playing both sides because I have zero gain from the driver community or from Uber or Lyft. Uber and Lyft seriously could do something that I actually offered them that. I said, you hire me, one of you two, and I grab my 10 warriors and I come and fix this shit for you because what you guys are doing is horrible.
Because we're in the streets and we know.
And they said no. I'm like, okay, cool. See, I'm being completely transparent. And they just don't give a fuck.
It's about money. They don't care about the drivers. It's about the bottom line. I mean,
23 to 72. How did that happen?
Upfront
fares. It happened by screwing you, and that happened by screwing the rider. That's about it.
Yep.
That's it.
And that's the truth about it. And drivers, when you tell them we could fix the solution,
continuously going to get screwed.
Yep. And when you say, hey, we could fix this if we put somebody in the mix that knows the driver equation of the business, but also knows the tech side of the business, which is Sergio. He knows both sides of the business. And they say, we don't care about the driver side. We only worry about the tech side. That lets you know they don't care about the driver side. They don't care.
Drive. That's because they don't drive. That's because they don't drive.
Yep.
They don't drive. They don't have no fucking clue. They don't drive.
Nope. Nope.
You know, all the
And
shit
so
that they throw out there, right? All the shit that they throw out there. You know, I told them, I tell them every time. I'm like, look, you guys don't need my shit. Just go fucking drive. You'll figure all this shit on your own. Why do you need me for? You don't need Jeff.
and
You
they go
don't need
drive
me.
in
You don't
Napa
need the
Valley.
professor. Let's go drive. You'll figure it out. The shit is shit.
Yep.
Okay, tell me
Yep.
one company that does not care about investors. That's a public company. One. Tell me one.
They have to, because that's their fiduciary duty. They sign an agreement. The fiduciary duty says they have to put shareholders before anything else. That's before employees, before staff, before executives. They have the fiduciary duty. If you look up any publicly traded company, they have to sign that. And if they do something that's against the shareholders' wishes or against the benefit of the shareholders, they're not abiding by their fiduciary duty. Anybody who's ever dealt with stocks and markets know that. They only they bring people in who are for shareholder worth, shareholder value. They don't care about the other people. Anything else they don't care about. They don't care about competitors, employees, staff, none of that. And it's just how it really is how it
100%.
really is.
That's how it is. And you know, you got you and you got them.
Yep.
And you got to do the best you can for yourself. It's you out there.
Exactly.
You don't need anything. You just got to figure this shit out and do the best you can and then survive.
That's it.
If that's what you're going to do, that's what you're going to do. I mean, make sure your T's are dotted, and because if you have some shit to lose, don't do it. That's my thing. If you got some assets, put it in somebody else's name. Do something else. There's many ways of doing that, and make sure that you're covered. You know, that they come after you, they get nothing, and then cool, no problem. Knock yourself out. Do all you want. You know.
Exactly. Man, but I appreciate having you, man, brother, man. I'm so glad you jumped in on the stream, man. We needed that injection of energy, man. We know how to go forward a little bit, especially with this money.
Please go invest. Please invest. And
we will, brother.
All I know is there is no time to start investing, and you'll be very, very pleasantly surprised if you put a little patience, drip system, put $50, $100, $20, whatever you can do. Just invest, invest. And then, you know, you look up 2, 3, 4, 5 years goes by, and then, oh shit, look at that money. Look what happened there. Money is like, you know, you just feed your tree. Just keep investing. That's all you have
The numbers are out there, man. Sure. All right, Serge, my brother. Hey, you be easy out there, man. If you do some rides, let us know. And keep me posted on that More Perfect Union video coming up.
I think next week it's going to come out. So I don't know. They're editing everything. So I think it's probably middle of September it should come out.
All right, cool. It's going to be good. I can't wait. Let's get it. All right, brother. Good. Hey, man. All right, hey, we'll check you later, brother. All right, take care, my man. All right, late. Oh yeah, man, that was pretty cool. Yeah, man, because like I said, I know, and especially, you know, over on our channel a lot, we do things a little bit differently. The way we are is we kind of, you know, we're really in the trenches. We're really rugged about it. We're really fighting and everything like that. And just to have Sergio come over and explain different things, especially about how to get out of rideshare, the information he's giving people is to help people. Not be a better driver, but just to be a better person in your community. How you gonna use your money to sustain yourself one day? Because he's telling you right to your face, rideshare ain't gonna be there forever. You can't drive for eternity. This is the same shit we say over here. Rideshare ain't gonna be forever. So if you're not coming up with another game plan, he gave you just an option. There's a million options out there. You can learn how to do plumbing, electrical, this and that. You can get money off the money you've already made by investing it. There's a lot of things you can do out there. Have money, start your own retirement account. So many ways you can do this. And like I said, I'm glad that he even came and shared that insight because he's got his own channel that he does it on. So hopefully everybody, we go over there, we subscribe to that channel and everything. But if there's a way that you want to make it in this world, you're going to need a lot of weapons. And some weapons you may not even like. Like, y'all know how I feel about guns. I own guns. I don't even like guns. I own them. I don't even like them. So it don't make a difference if you like Sergio or not. He's a weapon you can use that can help you at some point, just like my guns are a weapon I can use at some point when I need a gun. Oh, I got one. I got 3 when I need it. I don't even like them. I'll show you my gun case. I'll bring it in here and you'll be like, Jeff, when was the last time you even touched that fucking gun? It is covered in dust. The whole case is covered in dust, like at least a millimeter or 2 thick, because I don't like guns, but I got them. Sometimes you got people like Sergio on your team just because it's a weapon you're going to need one day. When you kick back and say, what did I leave my kids? Oh, shit, all that stock. 6 years ago, that stock was at $3. Now that shit's at $30 a share. My kid's looking to go into college. I could sell this and pay for his first year of college. It's a lot of things that can happen with the weapons you got on your team out there. I'm not really a stock guy. I can analyze stocks of stuff that already happened and kind of give my, this may happen, may not happen. But when you really got somebody who's deep into the market and understands how markets operate, how indexes operate, how, trades, buys and sells, puts and all that, it's a lot, man. That's a weapon you can use. And I'm one of those people that say, hey, if you want to make money, talk to the people that know about money. If you want to drive like a pigeon, then go sit on somebody's channel who's chasing quests and surges all fucking day. That's how you end up driving like a pigeon. Be like, oh man, I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna drive 84 hours today. And I'm gonna try to hit every challenge, every quest, take every ride. Because at some point, the algorithm's gonna be nice to me. The algorithm's not ever gonna be nice to you. The algorithm is not set up to be nice to you. It's set up to take from you. So the moment you realize that you're only making, like I said, $22 an hour after driving 10 hours all day, you made 220, and we got private drivers out there making 130, 140 every time they touch the set of car keys. There's a way to do it out here, man. There's a way to do it. So it's like, man. Yeah, but I was looking at that one video I was showing you guys about that, about what was going on with the housing industry and how I think Uber and Lyft are actually, kind of price fixing. Let me see something. Wait a minute. We didn't go. Where did the thing go? Because I know it was in here. Because like I said, until y'all really realize how we should be out here getting that money, how we should be out here doing that. Oh, let's see. I think it was that one right here. Yeah, but no, this was a pretty good stream. I know. And me and Jamil, we got to end up heading over to go eat. So we got to roll around and we're going to go grab probably what? I think 6 o'clock. We got to be there about 6 o'clock. Yeah, me and Jamil, we got to go. So we got to be somewhere about 6 o'clock. But I'm going to show you guys this right here. Because I swear, man, this is just, man, this is nuts right here. Hold on, let me open this up real quick. Because, man, if you guys want to see what price fixing really is and what we're really up against and who we're really fighting, these are the people we're fighting right now.
Charging what the market can bear. They are controlling the market. It's leading to the exacerbation of our affordability crisis, our housing crisis here in Arizona.
If you could imagine a smoke-filled room where the landlords, the largest landlords in the District of Columbia, came together to decide what they were going to charge in rent, to share their confidential information, everybody would be able to see that that's an anti-competitive practice.
Until recently, using shared pricing algorithms like this flew under the radar. If your algorithm set prices, you just say, it's not cheating, it's a suggestion. Not anymore.
So you heard what he just said. What they're doing to get around price fixing is instead of me as a human, because the Sherman Antitrust Act is against human interaction. So if me as a human, I'm saying I'm not setting the prices. The algorithm is setting the prices based on what it sees going on in the market right now. The algorithm is setting the price based on the fact that it's a concert and they know how much riders will pay to get out of the concert. And they know how less drivers would take after sitting around for an hour not getting a ride. The algorithm is analyzing all of this data. So they're saying price fixing is actually legalized by using an algorithm versus me as a human setting the prices.
Lena Khan and the FTC have said just a suggestion, that's price fixing, no excuses. And RealPage, according to the lawsuits, they weren't even pretending the prices were suggestions.
This is what they're doing.
RealPage has a system set up where the landlords who have adopted the system agree to a set of rules.
One of the rules is that RealPage gets to set rent prices. If landlords want to charge less than the digital oracle suggests, they have to justify their decision.
The justification needs to be reviewed by RealPage. RealPage can push back against the justification.
And if you push back too much, RealPage can kick the landlord out of the scheme.
So now you're hearing about retaliation. If you don't allow the algorithm to control you and control how much money you're making and control how much you're charging, kind of like what they do to drivers, if you don't let the algorithm say, hey, $13, when this driver is really willing to give me $25 because the app is charging them $45, but they say, hey, man, I'll give you $25, $30 for this ride. The algorithm's charging me $45. I'm like, well, the algorithm's paying me $13. If we kick that out, that's what they're fighting in court right now, saying the algorithm has a right to do that. We say it don't, and then we get retaliated against because of fair market. We've got a rider offering me X amount of dollars, a driver saying, I'll take this much, and the apps who are controlling the algorithm are saying, Well, if you do that, we're going to kick you out of here.
One insider telling investigators, sometimes we were happy to see customers go.
They also had a policing agent that would go out and make sure that the landlords and their leasing agents were staying in line and not deviating from the price that was being set.
This scheme, if true, has had a real tangible impact on Americans.
RealPage advertises that it's going to increase revenues 2% to 7% for the participants in the cartel.
What RealPage is telling these landlords and is doing with these landlords is, don't worry about occupancy rates anymore. It doesn't matter really how many people move out of your building. You're still going to grow your revenue over time.
How? Through these coordinated price increases.
In Phoenix alone, we've seen rent increase 70%. People were evicted as a result of these price increases, and that some people were made homeless by them.
So if you understand what they're saying about the algorithm, they say, don't worry about your occupancy rate. Just like Lyft and Uber, when they say, hey, we have a booked rate, they talk about the booked rides they get. They don't talk about acceptance or cancels, declines, none of that. They only talk about how many booked rides came to their app. That's all they want to worry about. The algorithm is setting prices. People are booking rides. Whether or not we decline them or cancel them, they never speak about, because that tells the truth about the back end. So what they want to do is say, as long as the bookings go up, it makes it look like these are fair market prices. They're price fixing to say, hey, we're setting this ride at $15 now. It used to be $9. We set it at $15 all the time. Even though the bookings are there, the rides are being declined or canceled, we're going to leave it set there. This is algorithmic price fixing. And they're doing it knowing that it may leave a lot of people without a ride. It may leave a lot of people with canceled rides or declined rides, people with longer wait times, but they don't care, because all they want to make sure is that they set the price so investors and other people around think the value is that much. Just like the value of all these houses and properties. They think, oh, so it must be $1,200 a month to live here, when it's really not $1,200.
To their prospective customers, the landlords, RealPage is pretty open about all of this. You can go to their website, type in a zip code, and view a sample of what buildings are using the software, along with any corresponding price changes. We'll see this building right here, rent is actually down about 4%. If we just zoom out a little bit, a few blocks over, this rent is actually up 4%. They used to have videos where landlords talked about how RealPage's algorithm pushed them to raise rent, but the company deleted it after the Washington Post ran a story. On investor calls, they're flat out saying the algorithm is going to recommend higher lease rates for every property. But the company goes to great lengths to train landlords to hide this scheme from renters. Landlords were coached across a variety of scenarios and told not to mention RealPage or pricing algorithms to tenants. Instead, they were supposed to say stuff like units were being priced individually. RealPage.
So that's the same thing what happens with these NEMT rides and everything like that. You got to listen to how this lawsuit is structured, because it's an antitrust lawsuit, and all of the caveats within this lawsuit sound eerily just like Uber and Lyft. They sit up there and they go, why is, the prices of all these NEMT rides $125, but the driver's only getting like 20? Okay, why is this NEMT ride $230, but they're not telling the actual people they're setting the rates for, hey, we're going to charge $120, $200 for this ride, and the driver's only getting X amount. They're letting people know, we'll book the ride for you. It's insurance. Insurance covers it all. We don't get nothing out of it. I'm telling you, this is seriously price fixing right now.
And the larger industry dispute the charges. Since the onslaught of lawsuits, RealPage has largely stayed quiet, ignoring our request for an interview. But the industry has published a paper defending itself. They make a bunch of different arguments, but it boils down to two major points. The first, sharing info doesn't mean they're teaming up. Why? Because the rental world is just too big and too messy for any sort of secret deal to stick. But that doesn't seem to stand up to scrutiny.
The RealPage algorithm is being used by nearly 90% of the apartment owners in the DMV.
RealPage controls 70% of the rental units in Phoenix, and that they control at least 50% of the market in Tucson.
90% in DC, 70% in Phoenix. that hardly seems like a fragmented rental market. And their second point, more houses, not less data sharing, is the real fix for high rents.
That's bunk. You know, we've got apartment units all over Phoenix that aren't being rented right now because people can't afford them. The spaces are there, but people can't afford them because these landlords are setting artificially high rent via an algorithm. And that is just unacceptable.
And it's the same way with rides. They're setting all these rides at high rates, leaving concerts, setting rides, leaving events, setting rides during holidays and stuff like that. And it's unacceptable, but yet the states don't do anything about gouging. Of course, we got Kamala talking about some, yeah, we're going to start going after corporations that gouge. And I'm like, well, it's cool if you want to do that against corporations that gouge, but your brother-in-law is the main one that does it. He's one of the main ones doing it. But people out there, they don't really think that us as independent contractors have a right to negotiate the gouging going on, because they know we could fix this on our own by having the actual real market prices. We don't need the government to step in. We could fix this with our own business licenses, going out there, negotiating with people on the spot. If Uber and Lyft are not giving us a fair shake, then we say, hey, you're not giving us a fair cut of the money. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to give this guy a ride for the $55 that I think it's worth. I'm going to get the 55 because you were only paying me 35 and you were charging him 75. This is how we're going to do it.
Absolutely unacceptable.
Things are shifting. Renters are banding together in class action lawsuits. Arizona, DC, and possibly North Carolina are suing. They want to end the scheme, refund renters, and fine companies like RealPage. The DOJ has started a criminal investigation into the whole thing.
I don't think this is just an Arizona-based problem. This is not the only place where algorithms are being used to set prices.
This is, to me, one of the bigger kind of issues facing kind of our economy and consumers in the next decade or so.
There's a lot of positive things that algorithms and machine learning can do for society, but there are also risks associated with it. We can't be afraid of technology. We have to lean in and learn about it and make sure that we're keeping the public safe from the abuses that can sometimes flow from misuse of technology.
Exactly. So now they're talking about keeping everybody abused from the technology that's out there. Abuse. You telling me that Uber and Lyft haven't been abusing their technology, using their rideshare apps, abusing everybody, saying you can't get around unless you pay this price. It's holding communities hostage right now, just like they tried to hold Minneapolis hostage right now. Oh, we're not going to allow you to get in our car with Jeff. We're not going to allow unless you pay us $70. Okay, I'll pay Jeff that $70. Damn. But guess how much they pay me out of the 70? 30. So how they going to retaliate against me? This is algorithmic price fixing. How you going to retaliate against me? Because I don't want to take 30. I don't want to take $30. This guy don't want to take $70. And so in the end, we're like, how about we just negotiate? I'll do it for 55. Beats, that's fair to me. That's how a true market should work without price fixing. An independent contractor dealing with a buyer saying this is a fair price to me. It's not dealing with an algorithm setting the price and saying this is what you two guys deal with. And if you don't, we'll retaliate against you both. We just did the whole prison system. So for people out there that don't understand why we run this channel the way we run it, why we talk about how the algorithm, fixes prices, how we go out there and see upfront fares knowing we're not getting a fair cut of the money, how we see the prices being charged to these people is ungodly amounts of money. This is what we do on this channel. We dig into it. So for the shit that's happening in Las Vegas right now, man, I appreciate it. I'm glad Las Vegas is standing up. I'm glad they're saying we're not going to sit around and wait for the government to fix this. We're going to allow the market to adjust. We got buyers out here. We got riders out here. Just like if there was a market out there for people who needed to rent an apartment and somebody says, you know what? I actually have apartments. Okay, cool. I'll rent you my apartment for $1,000 because RealPage, the algorithmic fixed price fixing thing, is saying $1,500. I'll rent it to you for $1,000. Now RealPage is going to retaliate against that landlord that's renting for $1,000. They're going to retaliate against that guy. This is why a lot of times people don't realize if we stick together as a community, they always, a lot of channels, they run. We got to do what the apps tell us. We got to do what the apps tell us. No, we don't. We're a community. The apps were put into our community to infiltrate how we operate business. That's why these apps were created. They weren't put here to help riders. They weren't put here to help drivers. They were put here to gouge people. That's why they're here to make money. They got shareholders. They've got investors. They've got to get a return on their money. That's why the apps are pricing things the way they are. Like I said, we just said, just don't rent it to immigrants. They tear them down and burning them up. And just like we said with the prison industry, what are they doing? They're getting the cheapest labor they could find out there. The cheapest labor, charging people the highest price. Just like we said earlier in the live stream about the hotel industry, what's going on with the Marriotts right now. Charging people the highest price right now, but giving them the bare minimum services. Got people going and getting their own food with no room service, getting their own towel services, cleaning their own beds, making their own rooms up because they're not doing room service every day. So these corporations are doing this to people on purpose, all set by algorithm. This is all tech taking over. But when we stand up, what is tech doing right now? Tech is pissed off. Tech is going back to the state of Nevada. Hey, man, you guys got to help us. These people, they're not bending down for it. We're trying to get this money, and these people ain't breaking. They're out there fighting to get their own money, man. You got to put an end to this. We came in to take over with this technology, and you guys told us we could do it. We've been paying you guys. We've been paying all you politicians to allow us to do this. We gave everybody money. We stood up to our end of the deal. And now that we're here operating, you're telling us these people can just do whatever they want to do. You don't have control of your people. You're not controlling these people. They could just go out and do cash rides, private rides, hand out business cards, do what they want to do, rent apartments out to people for dirt cheap. I'm telling you, when you stand up as a human, you stand up as people, this is the kind of war that goes on right now. Like I said, we're in the middle of a war. And that's why I love running this channel the way I run it, man. This is a war channel. It's designed to help you get money, designed to help you stay strong. A lot of channels going to throw roadblocks and obstacles in your path. You know what? If I was you, I wouldn't do that because... If I was you, I wouldn't do that because, well, guess what, motherfucker? You ain't me. You ain't me. So quit trying to say, if I was you, you ain't me. Get that shit out of my face. A lot of people just, man, if I was you, motherfucker, you ain't me. Let's get that out the way before you even start. I don't even want to read the rest of the shit you got to say because the moment somebody says, if I was you, I'm going to stop reading. I'm going to stop reading already. Delete that shit. Remove that comment. If I was you, motherfucker, you not me. So go do you. And I'm going to do me because I'm me, you. And when I'm out here making this money, doing what I do, don't say shit about it. And these apps got all these people out there, especially these little whack ass fucking, quest chasing channels out there. You should be chasing quests. Look, I made $32 an hour today chasing quests. Yeah, you made $300 in about 12 hours chasing quests all damn day. We make that shit in about 3-4 hours. We ain't got 12 hours to make that. We're doing things. We're going directly to the source of money. When we go direct to the source of money, this is how we operate. Them apps are scared of that shit. What they told us, it's a crisis. They're in crisis mode right now because a lot of drivers are waking up to the bullshit. And we say, you know what? I don't listen to the algorithm. Well, Jeff, the algorithm is telling you, you're going to get $13 for this ride. I'm like, give a fuck about the algorithm. I don't listen to the algorithm. The algorithm said I'm going to get $13 for this ride. I'm going to get $30 for this ride. You can't. We're going to retaliate against you if you do fair market pricing. We're going to retaliate against you if you don't allow price fixing. Well, you fix the price for them. It's my car. It's my business license. It's me. I'm in business for this. So you told these people $70, but you told me you're going to give me 32 out of the 70. I told them I'll take 55 for it. We're conducting business right now. I got a business license. This is what they don't want. They don't want intelligence to walk in the room because they're going to do whatever they can do to get you to bow down to their algorithm, to their tech, because all this tech and all these, they just want to take over. They're taking over rent prices. They're taking over how the interest rates for cars work. Loans and everything. Now they're trying to take over rideshare and how much it costs for you to get in my car. This is my car. They're telling you it costs you this much to get in Jeff's car. And Jeff, you're only going to get this much by letting this person in your car. I tell them, fuck them. I'll take 55 if that's what you want to do. If you got to go over there, I'll take 55. Okay, 55 is fair. Shit, they was charging me 80. 55 is fair. I'll do 55. That's cool. We don't got time to play games with them. And now they're realizing that now. Now they all in the hot seat. All these apps are like, dude, we really thought we was going to get the revenue by having these people act like slaves out there. Like I said, I showed the prison video. It took over Hertz prices. I sat there and I told people with the prison video, they're going to retaliate against you and they're going to call you a criminal. They're going to call you all these names in the book to try to get you to go back to being a slave. Man, once you realize what's going on, you'll never go back. Like I tell folks, once you realize how quick a rioter is to say, yeah, I'll do it for that. That's fair enough. You got Cash App, you got Venmo, you got Zelle. Once you experience that so many times, you know the community is on your side. These apps want you to think, and these police want them to snitch on you. They want the community against us. Oh yeah, just call in and tell us what somebody's offering you a better deal and saving you some money. Call and let us know. You know, just if they're offering you a ride and it's a much better price than you were going to pay, you know, just pay the $125. I know the guy offered $90. Just pay the $125. I'm telling you, it's better for you to pay the $125. It's better for you because they all getting kickbacks off that shit. They're going to pay $125 and you getting $46 out of the $125. How in the hell is that winning? Because they're splitting the differences. They're taking that $80 and they're splitting it 40 for you, 40 for me, 49 for Jeff. It's like, no, we're not doing that shit. We're not doing that. The key is to thinking for yourself. Quit worrying about the company. That's the first thing. I tell motherfuckers, I'm not an Uber driver. I'm not a Lyft driver. I'm a driver, a private driver. I contract with Uber and Lyft if they want to pay me right. If they don't want to pay me right, like I said, I end up just like those people at the hotels. I protest. I'm not going to sit up here and play this game with these people, man. I'm not going to sit around begging and crying. Please give me a surge. How come I'm not getting any tips? Just like David Risher, if you want to get paid more, get better tips. That's what David Risher said. He made a video about that. If you want to be paid more, just get better tips. Yeah, because as soon as they pay a $20 tip, you're going to get a tip for $5.35. They're going to give you a $40 tip. You're going to get a tip for $21. They're going to give you a $10 tip. You're going to get one for 10 cents. They've done that shit before. A $10 tip turns to a 10-cent tip. So no, we're not living off of tips. We ain't waiters and waitresses. We're business owners. We're not living off of tips. Y'all going to be the ones living off of tips because ours going to be like, listen, I'll do this ride for $40. That's it. I'll do it for $40. And as soon as riders be like, hey, man, I'd rather pay you directly. They even tell you that shit to your face. Like you said, Daytona, they tell you to your face. They want to pay you directly. These riders out here like, hey, man, I'd rather just give the money to you. You the one doing the work anyways, man. I don't know why these apps charging us $86 for this ride and you sitting there getting 38 out of the 86. I don't get that, man. They trying to pay us $2 a mile, $1.19 a mile, $1.76 a mile, $2.38 a mile. But yet they're taking $8, $9, $10 a mile for these rides. And the rider's like, man, I'll just cash app you straight up. What's your cash app, bro? What's your cash app? The apps are scared because they know exactly what's happening right now. We coming for our fucking money. We coming for our money. See, I agree with you. We're not employed by Uber or Lyft. We're independent contractors. And if we want to accept an offer from them, we do. Other than that, I'm a private driver and I do private service. Exactly. See, that's it. There you go. I tipped the driver $10 and we sat and waited. They sent him $5. I'm telling you, Richard, they do it all the time, man. That's why I tell folks, you do not get 100% of that tip. They'll put a service charge on your tip. 50% service charge. You would tip somebody $10, they'll get 5 of it. Why? All service fees. What do you mean service fees? We get 100% of the tip. Well, we charge service fees. You can just make up service fees. You can't do that shit. So, hey, there's an app called Fair Co-op. Yeah, I've heard about it, but I haven't seen anything about it, though. Fair Co-op, I haven't heard about it. So it's like once they start operating and really moving and getting shit going, then we'll hear about it. We'll hear about it. But until it's up and going, we don't really talk about that. This is a fuck Fair Co-op. It's a pyramid scheme based on referral people that get the referral to make the money. Yeah. This is launching in California. See, it says it is launching. Is, not ised, launched, ED. It's launching, ING. So let's see how they do. Because a lot of people got a lot of good ideas. Just like we say, yeah, Minnesota's going to do well. They didn't do too well. New York's going to do well. They got throttled down. It's a lot of things that people will say going to happen. I want to see it all. Gambrell, good shit. Got that livery license. Welcome to the 300, brother. Welcome to the 300. This is how we do it. Got that livery license. Now you're on the real side now. See, you was on the fake side at first. Now you're on the real side. Now you're about to make some money now. Yeah, but let's see what the hell happens with this Fair Co-op. Let's see. Because like I said, I'm not going to say shit bad about it. I just know right now it's non-existent. They had a really rocky year, really rocky 4 or 5 years, actually. Because I heard they've been trying this for 4 or 5 years. And now they're coming out at the height of inflation, at the height of a period where, people are business licenses, taxes, all this shit's at an all-time high for drivers going out and doing their own thing right now. And now you're bringing a new app out saying, we're going to give you 90% of the fare. You better hope you're charging right. Because if your rates ain't right, like I tell folks, my rates, I set my own rates. And I'm cool with Lyft. I'm cool with Uber. I'm cool with Hum. I'm cool with everybody. As long as the rate is good, I'll do that ride. And we all eat. We all can eat. But if that rate looks wrong to me, that rate ain't right, consider what I got to do at the time of day, the event or this and that, I'm going to have to negotiate something. Because I know my worth. I know my truck. I know this city. And I'm not going to sit there and let somebody play me. Like I said, we just watched that whole prison labor video. We watched it all. So I'm not going to sit there and see how prison labor operates of getting the cheapest person to do the job, but them charging the highest fees to get the job done. No, I'm not doing that. Because if the state is contracting at $20 an hour for an employee, if the state is contracting $15 for an employee, but they're paying that person $2 an hour, $3 an hour, that's $17 an hour they making on somebody else's back. Like that guy said, you can make $600 and probably take home $2 out of the 600. Where's the 400 going? That's going in somebody's pocket. That 400 going in somebody, but not the person who's doing all the work. And that's why we don't do that. We are business people. We willing to sit down and negotiate. But if you're not willing to sit down and negotiate, you the one that's going to lose, not us, because we in the streets. We got the keys. We making the money. So for you not to negotiate with us, you just setting yourself up for failure. What's this? Fair Co-op wants $100 plus they want you to sign up for a referral business. But we only telling people making money is the people that have the referrals. It's like Lyft did back in his days. So what, Fair Co-op's $100 a month, or is it $100 just to be on the membership? They pay $100 plus they want you to sign up on a referral bonus, on a referral business. Oh, I see what you mean. So you pay the $100, you sign up for a referral business, so you refer other people. So nobody's doing any rides yet. Like $100 a month, and you just keep referring people, but they're really not doing any rides yet. $100 a month. Yeah, that's crazy. And that's the thing, $100 a month for a brand new app. $100 a month for a brand new app that don't even have any riders on it. That's going to be a hard sell. I mean, you're talking about $100 a month out of your pocket, and you're never getting any rides from it. Like me, we got Hum. I don't have to do a Hum ride because Hum has this thing called private rides, manual rides. Manual rides is how you make your money. Do app rides. You can do them on Hum because it's out there. It's cool. But I can just do a manual ride right now for $100 and it just paid my, $30 Hum subscription that fast because I can go to a manual ride feature and do a manual ride. I don't have to get pings on Hum. But if Fair Co-op is all based on pings and nobody's pinging nobody, you're paying $100 a month to be a part of something you're not getting no money out of unless you refer other people who agree to be in something that they pay $100 a month for that they're not getting rides from, but they have to refer other people so they can get money back on a system where they're not getting any pings. Otherwise, everybody's losing money until you set it up like a pyramid. You set it up like a pyramid, everybody's getting money now. The people at the bottom of the pyramid getting less because they got to keep bringing in people, because if you're not getting any pings, what are you getting paid for with that $100 a month? They've got to be out there marketing their product, making sure riders are downloading that shit. That's what they got to be doing. Because if ain't nobody downloading that app, you're paying $100 a month for an app that ain't nobody using. And what's the point? If ain't nobody using it, don't even fucking buy the shit. Wait till you see people talking about it. Wait till you see a billboard of that shit on the highway. Wait till you see, on the side of a bus. Don't forget, get on Fair Co-op today. Wait till you see some marketing for it. But for somebody to blind me, just get on the internet and tell me, hey, man, download this app and pay $100 a month. How am I going to make money? Well, tell your buddies to download it. And when your buddies download it, you're going to get a referral fee. Okay, then how are they going to make money? Well, they're going to tell other people to download it, and then they're going to. So all you guys are going to be getting referral fees until we get it up and running. So it's basically a pyramid scheme is what you're telling me. It's like that Bitlocity shit. Everything they had to do with Bitcoin back in the day, everything they had to do with Bitcoin. Give us, X amount of dollars a month. We buy Bitcoin in bulk. Everybody gets a percentage of Bitcoin, and then the Bitcoin generates money, and then you can download a little money, but you got to keep referring people so the Bitcoin purchase program can get bigger and bigger, and everybody gets their percentage of Bitcoin every month, and you're getting these little trickle of 0.00000012 Bitcoin, 0.000017 Bitcoin. You're getting that every month. But in the meantime, nobody's making money unless they're referring people. If you're putting in $100 a month into this little Bitcoin scheme, you might get out, $9 a month because the price went up $9. Do you want to stay in it? Yep. Then we're going to roll your money over. So you download 9 and that's all. Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy, man. Exactly. $1,200 a year to get them to get them the customers. Yeah. So they've got to have a way. They've got to have a way to generate rides. I mean, if this is a rideshare business, it has to generate rides. Don't use drivers as a pool of revenue. When you're just using drivers as a pool of revenue and you're not using riders as a pool of revenue, the drivers become the scheme. That's what it is. Yeah. Apache High School, Fox News. Yeah, I'm telling you. Wait a minute. That's the same as Trip. That was a few years ago. When you sign up, they scan your debit card. Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking, man. I don't want to do that. Anything that says, hey, just for you to sign up. We don't have any customers. We don't have anything going yet, but you sign up and we're going to get the customers one day with the money you're giving us. So am I investing into the business or am I a driver? Oh, you're a driver. You're not an investor. You're a driver. Okay, then who the fuck am I driving around if I'm a driver? Or you're not driving nobody around yet. Oh, then I'm not a driver. Then I'm an investor. Because if I'm putting money into something that's not up and running yet, I'm an investor right now. A driver is somebody who gets on and starts driving. So, I'll keep it 100. It's like calling me a cook. Okay, I'm a cook for your restaurant. Yeah, you can pay me $50 a day to cook for me. Okay, I'll pay you $50 a day to run a cook, and I get all the money you get all the money from the orders. Just pay me $50 a day to cook. So I give him $50. Okay, where's the kitchen? We don't have the kitchen yet. We're building the kitchen right now. What do you mean you're building the kitchen? You told me if I give you $50, I can cook. You can cook once we get it all built. So I'm paying you $50 a day for something that ain't even built yet. But you're calling me a cook, but I'm not cooking. That's like if I'm paying you and I'm a driver, who am I driving around? I'm not a cook. I'm not the painter. I'm a driver. I'll just give us $100. Also, I'm an investor. That's what you're telling me. I'm an investor right now. I mean, you got to call it what it is. You got to call it what it is. Yeah, only bitches fall for because they're desperate and trying to make money on the app. Yeah, and everything's a good deal. When you tell somebody, I'm going to give you 100% of all your money, and you go, for real? Hell yeah, because Uber's taking it, and you're preying on people's misunderstanding of money. So if I say, listen, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you money today. How can I make this money back? Oh, well, so I'm an investor. You got to call me what I am. If you don't have the business built and I'm giving you money right now, we're all investors. What is our percentage of the company? Because you can't take my money from me, expect me to drive, and then fill your pockets. I'm the investor giving you the money. Investors don't have to drive. Investors invest. If I'm giving you money, call me what I am. If I'm a driver, shit, tell me where the riders are. Let me go make my money back. Oh, we don't got that built yet. Yeah, you need to go talk to your investors. Go talk to your investors. Get this shit built because I'm a driver. You already categorized me as a driver. I'm not paying for shit if I can't do what I'm paying to do. I'm not going to be a cook in your restaurant that you ain't built yet. You still got investors you need to talk to about getting this shit built. I can't be on your app if you still talking about all the investors you got to get to build your app. If I'm a driver, like I said, man, you got to do it, man. Thanks, James. I appreciate you, brother. See, Jeff, you the man. 100? Shit, man. And I'm not mean about it. I'm just logical about it. And people, sometimes they don't like my logic, but I say, you've got to break my logic down. Explain to me why my logic doesn't work. Because one thing where they slipped, this is where they all slipped up. This is where everything fucked up right here. Everybody was signing up. Everybody was signing up. It was a small falling out. We all saw the falling out going on the professor's page. And we saw it because he made videos of it. We took the videos he made, put them on our channels, and we just kind of reviewed the videos. That's basically what we did. Now, he also said they're trying to crowdsource right now. It was something I didn't agree to. I didn't agree on taking no money from no driver. He said that. I didn't say that because I'm just watching him say that. I didn't agree on taking money from no drivers. I said, have the app built, use the money from all these people you had, all these deep pockets you had, all these investors you had, build the app and I'll bring the drivers. That's what I agreed to. This is what he was saying. Now they're coming to me saying, well, we need drivers to crowdsource. We need to crowdfund this. We need your drivers to put money in. I didn't agree to that. But now you're telling me at this point on November the 4th, 2024, they're now agreeing to having drivers pay money into it, claiming it's the monthly fee, and it's probably crowdfunding. I don't fucking know. Because if you tell me you don't have something built yet, but you want me to give you money for it, it's crowdfunding. That's my comprehension of it. And like I said, the way Hum operates, they've got the crowdfunding source for people who want to become investors in their company, but then they want to be on the other end drivers. Like, I want to be a driver. I want to be drivers. So Sergio talks to both sides of his mouth. Oh, we passed that shit. Time to wake up. We're already past that. You got to get over that shit, man. Get over it. He probably does, but guess what? We're on something new on this live stream already. So if a lot of people, like you said, Trip took driver sign-up money and had Say parties in Miami, had a trip branded car, had lots of videos, but never produced on app in Las Vegas. And that's where they were headquartered in. Yeah, and it's a lot of companies doing that. There's a lot of companies that I'm seeing, especially rideshare app companies, because like I said, you can go to Fiverr and you can go buy somebody to develop you an app from $300. Go to Fiverr and look at app developments. $300 to develop you an app. $500 to develop you an app. $1,000 to develop you an app. It's based on how big you want your app to be. These are all web developers on Fiverr developing rideshare apps. All you got to do is pay for it. So I'm just saying, if you're going to sit there and say it costs millions and millions of dollars to develop this app, but I can go on Fiverr, get my own app for dirt cheap or whatever I want it for, and I can start doing rides on my own by marketing myself, marketing my own thing. Why don't I just do my own app? Why am I putting all this money into somebody's shit that's not even built yet, who don't even have something going right now? They don't have nothing going right now. So that's what I mean, Robin. All of these app companies out there, they're claiming they're so grand and so huge. And just like that one company, there's a company coming out. I can't remember the name of it, but I know they were going to actually interview him on Sergio's channel. I did some background check on it, but they never interviewed him because it was a rideshare app that was based primarily in cryptocurrency. That's where it was all based. And it was about buying stuff, buying crypto. And they even said, we're using rideshare to build our blockchain. They said that we're going to use rideshare revenues to build our blockchain. This was a crypto company that wanted to build their cryptocurrency on the blockchain, but they needed revenue. So they said the quickest way to do it is to get riders to pay for a ride in certain currency, convert that currency into crypto, and somehow get that all on our blockchain, do it all on blockchain. That's what they were saying. That's what they were saying. And so I'm like, do all these riders know that they can't get their money unless it's through some crypto wallet? Because usually right now we just go straight cash. We go dollar for dollar. If I get money if I get paid $100 for a ride, I can just transfer $100 to my bank account. I could do that. But with this new app, it was saying, you get paid $100 for the ride. We're going to do some finagling. You can leave it on our blockchain, this and that. You could take it out. It could be $110 or it can end up being $90. It depends on how long you want to leave it on our blockchain. To me, that's like, it's gambling. And they were using rideshare. Like I said, a lot of people see rideshare as a conglomerate of money, income, services, wealth, value. And they're going to come to pitching some great ideas with us. Hey, come get a loan from us. We'll give you a loan to get your car fixed. Of course you will. And you pitch that shit to everybody, of course you will. Because rideshare, we make actual cash every day, whether it's cash rides, whether it's this or that. We make money every day. And a lot of people don't realize how much a rideshare driver even makes, which is why they ask us, is this all you do? That you don't do nothing else for a living? Like, this is it? Because everybody's been told, this ain't shit but a side hustle. It ain't nothing. Then they find out you're making $130 an hour, and they go, well, shit. $130 an hour, bro. I'm making like fucking $4. That's what I'm making. I'm making like, $4 for this, $12 for this ride. That lets you know that rideshare is an untapped wealth. If people are only making at their W-2s a certain amount of money, but we're making all of this through doing our own industry, our own business, and the apps, the algorithms, all these people know this. And the first thing they're going to do is be like, you know what? We need to tap into these drivers. They've all got the equipment. They've got the cars. They do the repairs. They pay for the gas. They pay for their own, insurances and shit like this and that. They deal with busted windshields and flat tires. We ain't got to worry about none of that shit. Oh, we can play the shit out of these people. Give them about $20 an hour. Rent their car from them for $20 an hour. Rent their shit $20 an hour. Rent it. Okay. You got me for $20 an hour. I work 12 hours, 240s a day. But I'm sitting there like, I came up with a plan. I said, they could rent me for $400 a day. The apps can rent my truck for $400 a day. And I'll take 100% of the rides they send me as long as it's within my city. I won't go to Tucson and back. I won't go to, Vegas and back. You can rent me for $400 a day for all the rides in my vicinity. Let's say a 20-mile radius, 25-mile radius from where I start. You can rent me for $400 a day. Charge riders whatever you want to charge them. Because I guarantee for $400 a day, you can't charge them that much. I might be able to do 15 rides, 20 rides. I make $400. You probably charge these people a total of maybe everybody together $500, $550. So you make about $150 where I make $400. So I make $400, you make $150 on a total of a $550 day. It's good. But the current shit right now, if I made $400 driving on the apps right now, and that means they made at least minimum $800 because they're taking half the money. They're taking half the money. So they're getting $800 of revenue in a day. We walking away with $400 if we even get $400. Most of us are getting $200, if that. And the apps are making a total of about $400, $450 if they got you going long distance, because you know they charging shit out of people. There's no way that we should be making the money we make unless we make it, unless we should be renting our cars out. We should be renting our cars to these apps. This is my business. This is my equipment. This is me, my time. You can rent me for a day. Because if you tell me you're going to fix my price at $20 an hour and you're not going to, and you're charging these people whatever you want to charge them per hour, it's not a free market. It's not a free market. It's a fixed market. Cash Rides is breaking the market right now. And I don't think the algorithm or the app even saw that shit coming. Programmers, they didn't see this shit coming. That's why nobody's getting tips from Lyft. Look on Lyft. All weekend you drive on Lyft, you don't see a fucking tip. You be like, dude, hold the fuck up. Wait a minute. How come I just drove like 11 rides and I didn't get a single tip? Oh, you got tips on Lyft. You did. But they've got code to withhold those tips because they need to get the money that they need. Once they get the money they need, they might trickle you back $1 tip, a $3 tip. You probably got about $80 in tips. They're going to trickle you back $5. Here's, $3. But really, all these are $10 tips, $15 tips. You ain't seeing none of that shit. You're going to get trickled because this is what they do to make their money. We're out working. They're out claiming we're going to get 100% of the tip. They never say when. They never say how. It could be 100% over the year. And we say, hey, give them a tip on that ride, even though we didn't get one. Well, it's from the 400 we've been holding from them. Just give them a $5 tip. We don't fucking know. It says, we would be nice if we all went on a 1 or 2 day strike. Maybe they will stop taking advantage of us. Well, see, Richard, in the beginning of this video, what the part of this video you missed is where I played the actual strikes going on with all the hotels. Because on this live stream, I already played all of that. All of this. So when I'm sitting there showing what all these hotels are doing, how they're coming together, how they're all unified with striking, it'll never happen in rideshare. It won't happen in rideshare because if all drivers stuck together and no rides were being picked up, that's one thing. It would kill our communities. It would piss our communities off, but it would open up some eyes. But we know we got pigeons out there that would be like, you know what? Since everybody's not driving today, I'm gonna go out and make a killing. We got pigeons that'll do that. That's why strikes never work in rideshare. That's why all these, you know what? Don't nobody drive today. It'll never work. The only thing that we see is working right now is ride conversions. Going out there, getting money. That's the one thing that what we're seeing right now. When Uber contacts a state saying we got a problem not making the revenue numbers we should be making out of your state, cash conversions are working. It ain't got shit to do with striking. Uber never contacted them and says we need more drivers to drive. The acceptance rates are too low in your state. Your cancellation rates are too high in your state. No, they didn't say that. They said cash rides are killing us, man. These people are making money on their own out there, man. We got to figure something out. These people are making too much money on their own right now. That's what works. That's what got this company to make phone calls into the state of Nevada. Striking didn't do that. Nobody cared about a strike. Nobody said, hey, man, we're going to call in. We're going to call in. They called in because of cash rides. They didn't call in because people was going on strike. I'm telling you, man, there's a way to do it. There's a way to do it. This is private rides of crisis. Yeah, and that's what I tell folks, man. You got to understand how we're doing this on this channel. The way we do it is very different from other channels. A lot of other channels are so against it. They think they can make a commotion by saying, we're not going to drive. The apps don't care because guess how many illegal immigrants going to be on the app that day? The day any Americans say we ain't going to drive, guess how many illegals going to be out driving? Because they got to pay for those rental cars. They got to pay for whoever they're renting their accounts from. You got a lot of desperate people, and you're telling these desperate people with no money to go on strike. It's not going to work. What you do is you tell these desperate people, stop driving for $13 an hour. Turn that into 25. Don't do it for 13, turn it to 25. That's how you make a desperate person go, oh, so I could just get $25 for it? If the rider's willing to give you $25 for it, sure. You got to talk to the rider, though. You can't call Uber or Lyft. Calling Uber or Lyft, you're not going to get anything. You gotta actually talk to the person getting in your car. Talk to them and be like, hey man, listen, I'm getting $42 for this ride. They got me going almost an hour down the highway, way down here. I'm going 43 miles, man. This is a $40 ride, and I'm gonna drop you off in a part of town that I don't even live in. I live here, man. I don't know how much these apps charging you, but I'll do this. I'll do it for 80, 85. And the person might say, well, shit, they're charging me 115 for this ride. If you're saying you'll do it for 85, I'll just give you 85. Cool. They might say, man, here, all I got's 100. That's it. Take the 100. Because man, and you ain't even got a tip. So you was paying 115 for the trip. And now you got to turn around and tip $20, $30 on top of that. So you're going to pay $130, $140 for this ride. When here you go, sliding somebody 100, you just save yourself $40. That's happening more and more and more. And these apps are getting scared. Yeah, there's too many hands in the cookie jar. Way too many. Politicians, city members, city council people, all this, everybody's getting money off our backs. We the ones out here doing this driving. And they upset that we get money ourselves on our backs with our vehicles, with our own time, paying for our own repairs. They're upset that we're getting money like that and they ain't getting shit out of it. That's what they mad about, because they banked on us being prisoners. They banked on us being slaves. That's what they banked on. Oh, charge these people whatever. Like that algorithm thing. Just charge people whatever you want to charge. Just let the algorithm figure it out. Algorithm will charge people as maximum as what they're willing to pay. And they'll pay the drivers as low as they're willing to take. And we got the whole profit in the middle. When the motherfuckers start seeing themselves cut out of the situation, now they pissed off now. We cut them out of the equation. Now they mad. It ain't even have to be like that. All they had to do was be fair. Just be fair. If you overcharging people, gouging people, let them know. Because right now, we ain't getting a tip. We already said we used to get way more tips back in the day. Because when somebody would pay like $25 for a ride and slam us, 15 on top of that, that's $40 right there. Damn, that's cool. So they pay $25 for the ride. We get probably like 18 on it. So here we over $18 and they throw, 15 on top. Now we getting $33. We getting $33 on that. And guess how much the app is getting? The app only charged $25. App is only getting like $7, $8 on that. So they getting $7, $8 on that ride and we getting $33. And the app is like, hold up, man. We charged $25. People paid him $50, gave him a $15 tip to make it a total of $40. And we only got $7 out of that total of $40. So dude walked away with $33. Yeah, he walked away with $33. Oh, fuck that. Since we know these people willing to pay $40, start charging them $40. Well, what about the tip? We ain't worried about the tip. Well, how much the driver gonna get paid? The same 18? This person paying 40. We're gonna make them pay the same 18. So now we getting 18, they getting 40. $22 is going to the apps now. When the apps used to get $7, they're now getting 22, and we getting the same 18, if we even get that, for the exact same ride. So they figured out how to set that algorithm to rip off riders to make sure we don't even get no tip now. What's the tip now? $5. Went from $18, now we at 23. When we used to get 33 for this ride, we getting 23 maybe because they paying too much for the ride. This is how they deal. So now what are we doing now? Now what are we doing? Hey, man, I don't know how much they charge you, but they give me 18 for it. I'll do it for 30, though. Oh, you do it for 30? Shit, they charging me 40. Hell yeah, I'll do it for 30. I thought it was too much. Yeah, man, I'll do it for 30. So they gonna fuck around and give you 35 anyways, man, just for being nice, man. Here's 35, man. Appreciate you trying to save me some money, man. Appreciate that. Oh, no problem, brother. Hey, here's my business card. Well, them business cards gonna be a problem. The business cards is a big problem. Exactly. And that's what it is. And the FTC generals and everything right now, directors are all saying you cannot blame the algorithm for price fixing. No matter if it's the algorithm or if it's a human doing it, if it's price fixing, it's still illegal. And they're trying to say, oh, well, the algorithm is setting the price based. No. Algorithm, it's a crime, and whoever's programming, all these engineers and all these CEOs and all you people are responsible for price fixing. You still violating the Sherman Antitrust Act. That's why I showed that video for More Perfect Union about it, because a lot of people don't get it. There's no price fixing, there's no Sherman Antitrust in rideshare. You guys don't know what you're talking about. Half of these motherfuckers have no idea what we're talking about. We discussing everything top to bottom because we know how corporation works. We know how business works. Say Uber cash coffers missed the mark. Oh, they being hurt right now. They being hurt right now. So I'm letting people know right off the bat. Hey, if you ain't out there making sure you taking care of your community, if you ain't out there at least getting some business cards printed up for future reference. And like I told somebody today, the kids on their 20 to 25-year-olds, they don't like business cards. They really don't. Eric has a digital business card to where people just scan a code and all the information goes right to their phone. I'm thinking about getting something like that because a lot of these kids you give business cards to, they're not used to that. They're not at that level yet. You're probably the only business card they've ever gotten in life, other than some from the people that sell phones, T-Mobile phones or shit at Walmart. They never get business cards. They don't know how to handle it. So what we got to do is make sure we're doing something digital for that era. Text them. Say, hey man, I'll tell you what, text me your number. I'll text you my car and my number right now just to make sure when you guys need a ride when you leave the club. Oh, cool. Text me, bro. All right, what's your number? Text them right on the spot. That way they got it digitally. It's right in their phone. These kids, they love their phone. Their phones are their world to them. It's the world. Get them a business card sometimes, it's outside of that world. They don't know how to incorporate the worlds. Even though it's got a phone number and everything on it, the first thing they do is they go to their phone. I'm going to see how much it costs for a Lyft. Tell me, man, that's pretty cool. I appreciate that. Oh, the screen just flickered. Something happened. So, yeah, man. So I appreciate, you guys, because my screen is starting to act funny now. Shit. So I guess they're really realizing how deep we get into making this money. So I'm going to end up ending this live stream, man. We 3.5 hours into it. Man, I appreciate you guys getting on today. I appreciate the super chats. You guys came through, man. Man, this was a good live stream. This is pretty good. We might have to chop up some of this and make some regular videos out of this because this one was really good. So I appreciate you guys participating. A lot of good questions. My man Serge came through. We had a couple of great videos just talking about, price fixing, slave wages. We had the strikes going on all over the country right now with the Marriott hotels and everything. This was a pretty thorough live stream. It was a lot involved. So for you guys to sit here and to rock with me through the whole thing, appreciate it. And for all you drivers out there in Vegas, hey, keep fighting a good fight. You know what I'm saying? Keep fighting a good fight. You got a lot of drivers like me who sitting around banking on you guys surviving. We know what you guys are standing up against because we standing up against in every city. The good thing is you guys got business licenses. Form a coalition with all your business licenses. Form a coalition. Go talk to a broker. Buy commercial insurance from that broker for your coalition. If it's 15 of you drivers in that little small coalition, 15, buy a commercial insurance plan for all your cars from that broker. If that broker says, hey, man, it's actually going to be $1,500 a month, just something like that for all your cars. Each one of y'all pay $100 a month for your own commercial insurance. You're going to make that back on your first or second ride. If the broker says, hey, man, it's going to be $700 a month for commercial insurance, and there's 15 of y'all, it's like $50 a month. $50 a month. You guys all got commercial insurance, $50 a month. Go talk to a broker. See if you can all get this, man. You got the business license already. All you need is commercial aspect. Once you get the commercial insurance aspect of it, can't nobody really say shit to you. They can stop you anywhere in Nevada right now, anywhere, and ask you if you have a business license. They can do that. They have a right to do that. But guess what? If you got all your ducks covered in Arizona and Nevada, they can't fuck with you. They can't mess with you. And make sure these apps realize how powerful you guys are, because we doing that shit in Arizona. We got our bases covered on a whole lot of fronts. Even when I didn't have my bases covered, I had my bases covered. I know who I be dealing with. As long as you know who you dealing with, you market to your people, you get your people to and from. Don't worry. I don't even do airports. I don't even touch the air. All my airport pickups and drops off for people I personally know. To me, that's my friends. These are people in my phone. They're my friends. They can go through my text message like, damn, you've been knowing these people for a long time. Yeah, these are my friends. So you telling me I can't take my friend to the airport? You telling me that? How about you take your friend to the airport? Shit, man. All right, Jamil, man. Hey, I'm going to see you in about 2 hours, or what, about an hour and a half. So I'm going to run in here real quick, man. Shower up, clean the truck up. I'll see you we're going to Thirsty Lion, right? So make sure we at Thirsty Lion. Like I said, it'll be in about an hour and a half. I'll see you around there. Jamie will already be there probably. We're going to park all the trucks next to each other, get us a good picture. And that's going to be our new marketing attempt. Hey, if you need a ride, we got you right here. Told these apps we coming for our money. These motherfuckers didn't believe us. We coming for our money, man. Appreciate y'all. Y'all be easy out there, brother. Y'all be easy out there. And like I said, stay up all, get yours, and don't settle for less. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, brother, right there. Don't settle for less. Settle for the best rate you can get and the best rate they're willing to pay you. Settle for the best.